So the whole party the original party is back together. Roscoe he's around. He's in DiTherr doing whatever he's doing. Some items shifted and changed within the party. We also decided, because it was an overall world-changing event, things are different in the world, as you know, the whole butterfly effect of the party being in one place at one time caused cascading events. For example, the poor people of Concord, who knows what happened to them, but they didn't have a party to rescue them from the bullets that were attacking the town.
Hank.
Oh, Hank's might be dead.
Shut your dumb mouth.
He's probably dead.
That is not cool.
Also, and there's probably no one who's sad about it in the whole world.
Yeah.
No,
you know, Hank's sister is still working for a black dragon.
No, she's not.
No, she's probably dead too.
No, she's probably doing something.
No, she's still in the city. She didn't. There was no black dragon. So all of Brick and Ironstar's armor and magic weapons still exist in the town. They weren't stolen and absconded by an unforeseen figure. The
hardest to foresee.
The town of Gouger exists still.
Yeah, it had a nice festival.
They had a really nice
great time.
Festival.
Some of us had a great time.
Half of us had a great time.
Yeah. But you know, Blake High Fury was kicked out and sent south. But he's not a millionaire now because he had the only Gouger leaf left in the world. He just has some, and he's further south in a more port accessible city. So he's doing well. But he's not the only person in the world with this.
He owns the only game in town anymore.
Correct. So the party did not interact with a alien hunter from another world that almost murdered most of them. So that never happened.
Rev is still alive.
Thanks, Ash.
Rev is alive in DiTherr, just like I think it was DiTherr where we decided where he was.
Yeah,
I think so.
I think it was in the Temple of California.
Yeah, so he's just like he's an acolyte. Hanging out in, I mean, he's probably still got levels, but he's just hanging out there.
He's got stuff to do.
He's got stuff that he's working on. The party did still become the Veil Guards. That whole thing happened. Mm-hmm. They did still rescue the kid from Terror Dog Tavern who was bit by the were-rat, so they did still all of that. They still have nibbles. Wave still gave the guy brain damage. He did not buy a horse.
He didn't get a horse, which is okay.
Trin is not a thing, so you're asking. He did not buy a horse.
Yep.
How do I know how much I have?
Because he didn't have any money.
Exclamation.
I'm learning how to Twitch, guys.
Weird.
So, that being said, for those of you who are also curious, it is still October, so spooky trinkets still in effect.
Spooky trinkets! They're so fun.
Yeah.
I like the spooky ones.
We have, by the way, in our Horde of the Dragon Queen, or Rise of Tiamat post-campaign one-shot, someone got the apple.
Oh, no.
But it only changed him from chaotic good to neutral good. Which, if it had gone evil, the whole tone of the game would have been so much more fun for me. But Gorm is still a thing. He does have Gorm. We decided that he actually hatched Gorm significantly earlier because he decided to have the people in the Abbey help him do that while it was in its natural habitat, which is why Gorm is significantly larger than Gorm was when he hatched him. It was like a little kind of amorphous squishy blob thing. Now it's essentially a crocodile, but like one of the weird they exist. You guys know what I'm talking about. The long-legged ones, they're in arc. They can kind of run at the speed of almost a horse, although this one can't mechanically because I'm not giving it run.
They're just gonna make funny noises.
Oh my god. Everybody's giving Ember trinkets.
Woo!
I must make Wave evil. Now this is Gorm. I made a mini for Gorm. He looks like this.
Oh, he's so cute.
He's cute.
He's a little bit big. He sounds like
he's gigantic.
He sounds like Doodle Bob. All right, go ahead and roll me a percentile, Celine, for Ember's trinket.
I'm going to use these fancy ones. Which ones are the percentiles on these?
The two kind of
the 2d10
potion bottles.
These guys?
Yeah.
Okay, so
and you decide ahead of time which one's the 0 because there's a dot next to them. You decide which one's which.
Oh, I guess the one with the dot can be the 0. Like the tens. Yeah.
Ooh.
33.
Okay, you have a blood-stained white glove with 6 abnormally long fingers. When not worn, it animates and harmlessly follows the characters around.
Like Hand from Addams Family?
Yes, with 6 fingers though.
So
he
fingers.
killed my father?
Did he?
Ooh!
I don't know. You tell me. Also, roll again because you have another one.
Ooh! Let's Interesting.
What if you got a set of percentiles that were weighted to either do 420 or 69?
You would never be a good cleric.
Yeah, I would not like that.
92. Oh wait, I lied. It's the opposite. 29.
Aha!
I forgot which one was which for a second.
An earring in the shape of a lightning bolt, which flashes gold when within 200 feet of an elemental. You can decide.
You look so cool with that lightning bolt here. Sorry, that was more.
Easy, more.
Whoa!
You can decide what kind. Is it a stud? Is it a dangle? Is it a cuff? You get to decide what it looks like.
Ooh, probably a cuff.
Sure, whatever you want.
That's pretty cool.
One that like goes like down
sure.
the side like that.
Whatever you want. But it flashes gold.
I'd go with a stud.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
Harry Potter.
What?
Lightning bolt for it. Did it.
He's the chosen one!
Yep, I got picked.
One more time, please.
Oh jeez. Thanks, Internet.
Oh gee, wow.
Oh gee, wow.
Holy moly.
We're gonna get to the game eventually. Or not.
Oh, no.
Or we won't, because this is how the internet works.
Yeah, man. The internet's fun like that.
71.
A pair of plastic elf ears which resize to fit the user and blend seamlessly onto their own ears. You already have pointed ears as a tiefling, but there's no reason you
Put
couldn't.
them on upside down.
Oh, you
Double
could do
ears.
that.
Well, I mean, it's a good thing to have in case we ever need to disguise.
No.
Pudding.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't like.
I mean, are elf ears and tiefling ears different, like, lengthwise?
I'm sure.
What color is yours?
Because, like, are mine, normal ears just, like, pointed, and, like, elf ones go, like, out? Or, like,
Burnt Sienna.
is it a very
Yeah.
slight?
Then for a disguise, having slightly different ears.
I tell you what, roll again because you're not going to convince anybody that anybody else in this party is an elf.
Nope.
It's a dwarf, a halfling, and a genasi, so probably not going to work.
Probably not.
You also have horns, so
I do have horns.
we'll just re-roll that one.
20.
She's just cosplaying as an
yes. 28.
A pointed witch's hat
Ooh!
made of heavily worn leather. I need you to roll me 4d12, please.
Ooh. 2 seconds.
Do we get to know what house she would be in?
Ember? Hufflepuff.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What about Wave?
Slytherin.
Hufflepuff?
No, actually,
Hufflepuff.
Brina
Yeah.
would have definitely
What
been
about
Gryffindor.
Oz?
Slytherin.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wait, so how many of these?
4.
4d12?
Rick could be a Gryffindor.
Rick would make it into Gryffindor.
I think Brina would be a Gryffindor.
Yeah, Griffin Brina.
Okay.
I feel like Rev would be in Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
Just so people would mostly leave him alone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Am I adding them?
Yes.
We'll keep those green ones.
Okay. 30.
Your max
Okay.
health is reduced by 30.
Ah!
A pointed witch's hat made of heavily worn leather. The inside is lined with purple velvet and contains 30 tiny pockets.
That's a lot of pockets.
I've never been so happy with an item before.
I got a pocket.
It's like when a dress has pockets, but even better.
Yeah. So it is a pointed witch's hat. You can decide the color of the leather of the hat, and when it says witch's hat, you can obviously we know it's going to be conical and have a brim, but you can decide how you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like if you want it to be like Mickey Mouse kind of, Sorcerer's Apprentice, like McGonagall with the curve kind of on the back, or whatever you want.
Like,
whatever you want.
Basically those types of. Okay.
You have a choice. It's got to be in that vein, but whatever you want, and the color of the leather is yours. But the inside will always be lined with purple velvet and 30 tiny pockets.
Delightful.
Are you still bitter about the platinum?
No,
That's
no,
what I
no.
That's what I think.
I have an attunement slot, so I'm happy.
Me too.
But right now I am hooked up to the Titan blade. Because why not, right?
I missed that.
So like both.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Why not?
I
Good
can't.
question, Ash.
The Titan
Is the
blade.
hat fireproof?
Sure.
Yeah, it's important. It's fireproof leather. It's from a.
Oh, sorry.
Fine.
Like
Bye.
those special
I'll be back.
fireproof blankets that they have for like people who perform with fire, stuff like that, to like pat them out in case they go on fire.
Okay. So
Any
barring,
point, it's just the top.
they have not yet. Wolf will get there. So, barring anything else, Oz does not have his lizard skin leather armor because they didn't do that whole adventure. Because they didn't have to run quickly away from Gouger. Oh, we never. Here's something we never decided. We know eventually where you guys all made it through the Abbey, North, Chongo, and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So would you have gone over the hills? Probably not, right?
To go to.
Oh.
Wait.
To go to the Abbey. How did you guys leave Gouger?
We did. Oh, I don't know. I mean,
That's what
we
I'm
ended
saying.
up at the Abbey, but I don't know.
Yeah, you
how
guys
we
ended
were
up
going.
there for sure, but we never actually
Would we
figured
have
out.
tried to take a ship up to Felliston and gone down?
You could have done that.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Right?
Right.
Because I feel like that would be the
Or
safest
we would take
route.
a ship around Gouger into the gnome area and then just follow the mountain up that way. But yeah, Felliston seems like the shortest route.
That would have been a short
I'm just saying we wouldn't have gone probably through the hills or anything like that because that would be
No,
more
you-
dangerous.
I-
we
Definitely
would have
not
done that.
straight through the harsh hills.
Yeah, no.
No. So, no, that's what we had anticipated. That's why you didn't deal with Concord or any of that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So you took a ship around, you still went to Felliston, but
We just haven't
That-
killed any dragons.
that begs the question, what happened to the ship? Because you guys took the ship south with Jimmy and Elmer and all those guys, and they left because you were kind of, oh, maybe they did still leave. I bet you they did
Did
still
they still
leave.
leave?
Because Big was still a jerk.
We talked about how we were stuck, basically, in Gouger for the festival.
That's right. And then you guys got, okay, so
Yeah.
that's fine. I was
Those
just trying to figure out
jerks.
whether you guys had the boat, but you don't.
We don't.
Okay, so fast forward, all of that stuff has happened. If there's anything else that you need to inform me of between now, we're good.
Good.
Let me know. So,
I think we're. Yeah.
you are in the town of DiTherr. You originally you went to the Court Citadel to deal with the kid who was bit by the were-rat.
Correct.
Then you went to DiTherr because you went by the bridge because
Right.
you didn't have to take a ship.
Right, there's no reason
There
to.
was no reason
Yeah.
to, and there was no assault
Mhm.
on the ship. So you made it to DiTherr. Originally, that was to get the party fund for Roscoe. Now maybe it was so that Oz could talk to his dad. I don't know. You guys are in DiTherr.
Well, we were
Sure.
heading.
I was gonna say, do you guys want to decide why we're there now?
Well, we're still trying to figure out things about your symbol.
Well,
So
yeah, that we
and-
know is just outside of there, right?
Oh, it's north.
North.
Yeah.
So we know. So that was the thing. So if you pull out your maps, so we have the maps.
It's my handy dandy map book.
So you guys are going to be the location of where Breenek has the information, or Breenek, where Ember has the information, is basically, you see that kind of bend between Kingsdale and Bin, right in the
On the
middle there?
road?
On the road, like a little off the road, kind of near the water.
Yes.
That's where you believe your childhood home to have been.
Okay.
Ooh.
To a bin. Did it.
So, to head there, which is what we're assuming is why you guys are here, because this is the nearest city. You
Yeah.
can restock. It was a city. It gives you options.
Right.
Do you still have your dinosaur and cart from?
Oh, hell
Westwick?
yeah.
From Westwick?
Why not?
Well, you had dropped it off at the.
Court Citadel.
But we wouldn't
before,
have
but we
because
wouldn't
we
have.
didn't need to take
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. So you have that here
Cool.
to set out to head north. It is about 10 days travel to the town of Kingsdale, which is on the road. You don't have to stop there, but it is a town kind of where you can stop between
Okay.
where you need to go. The other road goes right next to the Dreadmoors, which is the pretty nasty place filled
Right.
with all of the
the. Yeah.
undead, or where you
No reason to go there.
you have no reason to go there. And there's
None at all.
Sounds actually terrible.
You don't know that there's a dragon there, or maybe you do, just through.
There may or
lore.
may not be.
We don't know.
Doesn't
So-
affect my day.
You know what's not going to be there is us.
Exactly.
Darn right. Especially not with this cart.
So
Yeah,
you guys can, assuming you have what you want, can set out on the road north towards Kingsdale, which will be about a 10-day trip, given your current mode of transport.
All right.
We're gonna assume that Wave is here. You're gonna play him if we need to.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool.
Just make a lot of water
Wave's here.
runs.
Yeah, man. We're rolling on the ocean of ground.
The tide is
That's-
rolling out.
So wave.
It is so Wave. So you guys, so you having been born in and lived in Bin, you would know a little bit about Kingsdale, having been nearby. So where Bin is a fishing village, you are further north, far away from the sea. You're in a largely freshwater area with tributaries coming down from the mountains and a substantially large lake. Bin is really big on fish and trout and that kind of a thing. That's their kind of their main thing.
Thank you.
So Kingsdale, further south, water's still kind of brackish, and there's a section of the Challenge River that branches off to come in towards a little bay right here by the town. Kingsdale is to, Bin is to fish as Kingsdale is to crabs.
Oh, okay.
So Bin has the Bin Fish Fest, which is Fish Coachella. Kingsdale has Crab Fest, but it's different. It's Crab Fest, you would know, having just lived in somewhat proximity. No, well, kind of. It's a 2-week event, and that is actually every 3 years how the king of the city is decided.
Oh, okay.
So you would know that even though it is a king, the king is elected.
Okay.
And the title is king regardless of gender. It's a non-specific rank. And they are basically, to be eligible for the crown, you need to survive the trials of Crabfest. There are 3 main trials. You need to slay a giant crab in single combat with no armor, using only your hands, your bare hands, and a claw cracker.
Yeah.
That's step 1.
I can do that.
Step 2, forge serviceable armor from the carapace of the crab you slay. And 3, be able to eat your own weight in crab meat in 1 sitting.
This sounds perfect for
We
Rick.
can do all of these things.
So, that is what it takes to become eligible to be a king.
Okay.
Everyone who becomes eligible, then there is a seafood pie baking contest. You must bake enough seafood pie for the entire town, and whoever's seafood pie is graded best becomes king.
Oh, wow.
You serve a 3-year term where you must stay in the town.
Yeah.
Sorry, I knew this was coming. So, you serve for again the 3-year term, and you can go again. You still have to go through. You've already proven your might through the Crabfest trials, but you still have to bake a new seafood pie, and your pie has to be better than everybody else's.
Okay.
So that is required to do that. You would also know that the current king, her name is Jane, and she has already survived, or has not survived, has completed 1 full term as king, 1 3-year term, and has secured her second. She's in her 2nd term currently. Crabfest happens. It would have already passed. It would have been about a month ago.
Okay.
So kind of end of summer.
Okay.
And part of the reason that it happens is Crabfest. This is when all of the crabs come from the sea up into the little bay area to lay their eggs and then go back out to sea. So that's sort of a Crabfest, is a celebration of crabs.
Nice.
It was also founded by a hero named Grelnick the Green. He had slain a creature, which you guys would have all have heard of, called a coral curmudgeon. It is a large, I mean, when I say large, I actually mean like huge size, elemental force, kind of takes the shape of a crab. So kind of where like a phoenix is a source of fire elemental in the world, this is sort of the water ice elemental. They are nasty, they are spiky, they have cold but also acid. It's a pretty nasty affair to be involved in. And there was no town. He had slain one and then realized the beauty of nature all around him by the water and decided that he could live there. Living here, he would be living like a king. Formed it, called the town Kingsdale.
What was his name again?
Grelnick the Green.
I was going to ask for the name of the creature again.
Coral curmudgeon.
Coral curmudgeon.
That's so totally not coral.
It would be...
Coral.
This is a smaller kind of version of one, but something sort of like this. So imagine this, but like twice the size.
Horseshoe crab of death.
So, but that became sort of a tradition, was the idea. He forged armor and a weapon from that. And that sort of became a thing in the town, and that's actually one of their largest exports, aside from all things crab-related, crab meat, that kind of stuff, but is this carapace-based weapons and armor.
Okay.
So that's why it's sort of such a big thing in the town. It is a largely human population. There is a fair chunk of turtles in the town, as well as sea elves that come up the river. There are some lizard folk that have sort of migrated from the swamp on the far side, and a handful of like wood elves that have come over from Tortel over the time, just across the river there.
Cool.
Let me see if there's anything else you would kind of know, just being surficial here. Let's see. You would also probably know kind of the rules. They don't have a ton of rules in the
Cheaters
town.
lick the floor?
Cheaters lick the floor, obviously.
That's
universal.
A little further north.
yeah.
I thought that was a universal.
So what do cheaters do?
Well, it's not everything's about being a cheater.
I don't know. They mind their own business.
Yeah. So the big thing kind of in here is don't harm crabs, basically. Don't pollute. Don't do anything that could harm the crab migration. Don't destroy or steal crab eggs. Hunting crabs is more than fine, but you have to get a permit first. But basically, that's their main thing is keeping the crabs alive. And then there's a bunch of other stuff that the town is around 7,000 people or so.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So that is. Oh, I guess the only other thing you would know is the beaches are orange. It is a mixture of crab shells and the rumors say spessartite garnet, which is an orange-colored garnet gemstone. So there are some people that have apparently made a lot of money sifting through the beaches to find sizable chunks of this, but that's something that they also have there.
All right, cool.
That sounds like a terribly uncomfortable beach.
It's actually, because of the amount of years of time that it's kind of been eroded, it's actually relatively just like a sand.
It's not bad. It's really not bad.
So anyway, this is where you guys are going to potentially be heading. It's about 10 days travel.
Sure.
I
have enough rations for this trip.
You do have enough rations for this trip.
Always good to know.
Hey.
Always good to have rations.
You guys like
Is
eating.
there anything you guys would like to establish as we're traveling north? We're a new group. Who's driving the carriage? Who's sitting where? Who's taking what watches? How is this stuff going now?
Okay, so you guys can't see in the dark.
I can.
She can.
She can. Me and Viv can.
Oh, that's right.
So I'd probably drive.
Well,
partially.
we're not going to drive at night.
No? Oh,
No,
we
we gotta
probably can.
Yeah, he's gotta. Wait,
He's
we
gotta rest.
have.
That's true.
Is this little Rick or Spike? We have Spike.
Yes.
Spike has the headlights.
Yes.
Wait,
yes,
we
we
have-
have Spike.
Oh, yes. you
Spike
can have
has lantern eyes.
Mm.
So I mean, I don't think any of us have any kind of proficiency with land vehicles, right?
He does.
Nope.
I do.
Oh.
I'm proficient with
He
land
does.
vehicles.
She's
I'm
proficient with
water
water.
vehicles.
I'm also proficient with water vehicles. I learned from Dick.
Yes.
So I guess I'll drive because that makes the most
All
sense.
right, and
Did
you
you
have
still
navigator's
go with me?
tools. Be cool.
Did we still go? All right.
So you have navigator's tools.
Yes, I do.
Oh, we might have met Dick.
We probably met Dick.
You
when we
met
were
Dick,
frozen.
I'm sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have navigator's tools and you have land vehicles. So it makes sense for you guys to take the wheel, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And I will be sitting in the cart, either trying using
There
time to
was
craft poisons
That way.
or spell scrolls.
Fair.
There's a road.
Wave.
Yeah.
You could split that up into like
So many different
30 different joints or blunts. I don't know what you're rolling.
Yeah, I could.
There's not a shortage anymore, so he can do whatever he wants.
May I?
Oh, yeah.
It's a pass kind of situation.
Aha.
Oh, it got a little longer when I grabbed it. Doesn't
Doesn't
it always?
Oh, fun immediately. All right.
So,
Oh, wow. Wow,
God,
that's
it smells
excessive.
back there.
That is excessive. I'm not playing with poisons today.
so yeah, anything else you want to establish?
um,
So riding during the day, stopping
Yeah.
at night,
Yeah.
wherever you can.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep.
Staying in the cart at night, everybody? I don't know if there's enough room. I don't
yeah,
remember.
there was enough space, but I'm not going to stay in the car
Okay.
because I would ruin it. It's what we thought.
That is the thing we thought.
with my armor.
Yeah.
So I'll stay up front.
Okay.
And then I guess what we were doing before was just having whoever was on watch just sit on top of the cart to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other two on the. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So
It's not like I was taking with that much room.
that's true.
No?
So
Yeah, you're welcome.
your first day of travel goes by uneventfully. Nothing
Right.
happens. And you're driving most of the time. It sounds like you two are up front.
Yeah. I'm
So-
navigating.
So at about
Just stay on the road, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
basically.
okay.
until we get there.
Yeah.
So about
Stay on the road.
halfway through the day on day 2, I'd like you two to make perception checks.
Here we are driving down the road.
19. Oh, great. We have that again.
Look at
You
that.
do.
24.
24.
No, what's the D4? Is there a D4?
There should be. It's like a little dagger. looking
Ha! Got it. Alright. Sweet. 23.
All right. So you both hear what sounds like crunching coming up from like where the road kind of curves around. It sounds like up ahead, something loud and crunching.
Can we discern what kind of crunching? Like, is it like leaves or?
No, like something eating something.
Okay.
Like bone
But
crunching.
like big.
Oh, bone
Big.
crunching.
Like
That doesn't sound good.
huge.
Ooh.
It's Wave. Get up here.
Yep. And I get up there. Sound of me doing cool acrobatics.
That's Wave. That's what he did. There's some weird crunching sounds coming from around the corner there. Around the bend.
Oh, you want me to go scope it out?
Yeah. So you seem like the guy.
If I holler in pain, come get me.
Dude, you said you're
Not
owl.
used to it.
Oh, no, I was just gonna do it.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, no, I'll send down. That's a better idea. I'm gonna look through Owl's eyes and have him fly over there and see what's what. Excellent.
Excellent.
I missed that. That was donation. Who was it for? I missed who it was for. We'll see in just a second here. Thank you, obviously, for the donation.
Yeah, internet. We appreciate it.
Well, I think we just got a message about it. So Owl goes out, and he can make me a perception check.
Is this based on
Actually,
hearing
you know what?
or
It
sight?
doesn't. It doesn't matter. He can see it. It's not
Alright.
like it's hiding. So he comes back, and then he tells you.
Well, I'm looking through his eyes.
Oh, you're looking through his eyes. Okay. So what you see is a huge green creature. It has 2 massive hulking arms, but what's weird is it has sort of like a loincloth kind of a thing, but on its stomach you see some like 2 mouths, and over here it looks like it's a face coming out of its stomach. Then like out of the upper arm of the right hand arm is another arm that splits into 2 arms. It has 3 separate heads of different sizes. There's an arm coming out of its back. And it's eating what it looks like it's eating a troll.
Oh! I explain all of this to you again.
Trolls are bad, ain't they?
Yeah, but it's very close to the road, and when it runs out of troll,
Oh.
it might move on to whatever's closest on the road. So, hear me out, guys?
Yeah.
I think we should take this thing out. Make the road a little safer.
Are you actually suggesting that we fight it?
Yeah,
That's
all right.
unlike you.
That's not unlike me. I've been like this for
That
a
is
while now.
100% unlike you.
I think we should
You
do
never
this.
wanna
Is
go
for
head
the
first
this is
into
for the
danger.
greater good.
I agree. I'm ready to fight some things.
I think this is time.
All right. I've never decided to not fight something.
So, I think Ember.
Yeah.
We've never tried this before, but how are you at sneaking?
Not great.
Okay.
I don't know why I became British there. That's great.
That's
Pip, pip, cheerio.
I mean,
Not quite. Not my
Ember actually
skills.
has multiple
You
personalities.
are-
He uses different voices.
allowed to be bad at things. Never let anyone take that away from you.
Um,
How far off the road is this thing?
I can do this
Not
one.
very far. Like
Okay.
maybe 5-10 feet off the road.
Okay.
Like it looks like from the scene you saw, it looked like maybe this other troll was heading there, was like around, like looking for stuff, and then this one must have came up on it.
Okay.
And this looks like some sort of weird troll monstrosity.
Yeah.
troll type things.
So,
what do you use for trolls?
I
besides an axe.
Are you? Oh yeah, that's a good start, I guess. What does Oz know about trolls?
Make me an Arcana check, Oz.
A 9.
Question.
Yes.
Guidance. Or, sorry, I was looking something up. I wasn't paying attention to what was
It's a
happening.
very bad roll.
Ooh, ah!
Do you want to use lucky?
No, I want to save Lucky because we're about to fight a many-armed,
+2.
many-headed monster.
Yes.
So in 11.
You know that trolls regenerate.
I mean, trolls regenerate, so this is, if he was smart about this, he could make this meal last, if you know what I'm saying.
Gross.
It's a troll. What do you want from me?
Still gross.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
So you have 4 charges, by the way.
Woo!
You
Thank
have
you.
2 and you have 10.
Yeah, I do.
Is that something we adjust in D&D Beyond? Is
No,
that a
that's
thing in there, or
something-
that's just
That's a thing I have here. I
And we
haven't
just
figured-
write down?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
working on trying to figure out a way I can get a screen in here to put on the wall to just show the readout.
Okay.
Oh, let me pause for a sec because there's a lot of new folks that have joined recently, and you
Okay.
want to know what the reliquary is. So you see that bar right below me says reliquary. It says $0 to $125, and you see the 4 player bars below that. If you choose to monetarily donate to the channel, you obviously don't have to. We do appreciate it if you do.
Thank you.
And you type hashtag whatever the name is you see there next to it, it will bump that bar up for them, and it will bump the upper bar up. So what happens is a player can use 1 charge to activate or to gain advantage on a roll. They can use it after they roll. They can use a charge to gain advantage. If they save up 10 charges or more, they can spend 10 charges to activate an ultimate ability. This is similar for anyone who's played kind of any. I guess the best one that I would think of for this that comes to my mind would be Overwatch, right? You have your one-time ultimate ability you can use, and you get it back over time. This is some very powerful ability that can either do something like boost the character themselves, deal damage, or do some sort of utility-based thing, which I still did not think of Embers, which I'm working on as we speak here, in case it comes up. If it comes up, I'll figure something out.
Okay.
It's gonna be fiery and badass.
Or smash, yeah, like a smash attack, or a smash.
Final smash.
Final
What
smash.
did I just say? Utility?
You
is what I
told
just
me
said?
utility, yeah.
Or a finisher.
Because I do so much damage anyway. So
Yeah, so you can see
I do so
right
much
there,
damage.
there's a list coming in right now. That's all the ultimates for the different characters. If you want to see what they are, they're listed in there. So that's what happens with a player-based thing. But at the top, that bar is the reliquary. When that fills, it causes something crazy to happen. We roll dice, and either something good, bad, or weird happens that changes the way things happen with the
Good,
party.
bad, and weird things have happened.
We have had,
Yes,
just as a quick couple of examples, we have had the party transported to an alternate version of their current reality, except it was a musical.
That was fun.
We've had everybody in the entire world lose all of their fingernails.
It's true too.
We found a flame tongue rapier not that long ago. That was a good thing.
Also a rocket launcher.
A rocket launcher.
every time we took a short rest, every hair on our body, regardless of location, grew 4 inches.
That was a thing.
That one's gone.
We had pizza rain down from the sky.
Yeah.
We had the party be hunted by a predator. You know, like the predator.
The predator. That
The
was
invisible one. The party played in a match of duel monsters.
Yeah. The party got a short chat with the DM himself.
Yes. Yeah.
Not important now.
Not important now.
Not important, no.
Yes, the party did have, one of the parties had a 20-minute conversation with the dungeon master, teleported outside of the game to discuss the reality that they lived in.
Yep.
Stuff like that. So if you want to see crazy shit like that happen, that's what that's for. So you can donate things to the players to give the players advantages, and the reliquary is sort of my evening out factor. That happens to kind of, it can't just all be good. There's got to be some sort of catch. It could end up being all good, though.
Could be.
Most of the time it's not.
Most of the time it's not. But anyway, that's that. Okay, so you guys decide you're going to take on this troll. What was the plan beyond that?
That we haven't gotten
Okay.
Okay.
Question.
beyond
Yes.
that.
So for greater invisibility,
Yes.
is it like other invisible things where like once I attack somebody or something like that, it goes away?
No, that's the
That's
great
what
thing.
the greater part of it?
Greater
That's
part
what's
is
great
it
about
lasts for a minute and you stay invisible.
So I have that. I can turn 2 of us invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Because a twin spell.
Yes,
No. That's I can
A
turn
one character one.
I can turn myself invisible.
Yeah, but you can't attack.
Yeah, but I mean,
You can
just for
attack
that
once.
that first, I can hide.
He can. now?
True.
You
But
could just hide though.
You could have advantage all the time for being invisible.
That's true.
You could probably just sneak up on him.
Well,
I probably can't just sneak up on him.
who would it benefit the most to be invisible?
Me.
And wave.
Wave.
I mean, the downside
If I can
is
just cast on the two of them and then we hang back and do like.
I was
Except
gonna
for
say the
fire.
downside is they may be invisible, but they're still loud.
The attacks against them would still have disadvantage, and their attacks would still have advantage.
I would attack recklessly.
Well, you wouldn't have to.
You wouldn't have to.
But he would anyway because of.
Because it's.
Do I get my
Temporary hit points.
points?
The
Only-
others,
So you do me and Wave. One melee, one ranged.
the other benefit is if they have it and you cast it, they don't. If they get hit, it doesn't risk losing concentration on the spell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you stay back, that works the same way too.
Yeah.
Because if you give it to one of them and they're invisible and you're farther enough back, then you can't get hit. Then there's no
Then,
problem.
yeah. Then there's
I mean,
no problem.
I don't. Rick doesn't need to be invisible. I will just tank it,
Okay.
and then
Alright.
I'll be its focus.
That was just a suggestion.
I was
if
gonna
people
say,
wanted to. I don't
we'll-
have to waste a spell slot.
We'll
for
shift
but-
it all. See? Ember, you cast invisibility on them.
Uh-huh.
I'll cast invisibility on you.
Ooh.
And I'll just sneak, because I'm no good.
Just
But
stay
wait,
away.
is it regular invisibility? Like, can I
Yeah,
attack?
as soon as you attack, you'll be visible again.
But on that first one, at least.
On that first one, you have advantage.
Shirtless Pumpkin, your question. Is there a way to give multiple charges? Yes. There's currently not a way to give multiple charges to multiple people. But let's say you wanted to give Ember 5 charges, you could donate $5 or $25 and write #Ember, and it would give her 5 charges.
Yeah.
The only way to do multiple donations to multiple people is separate transactions, as it stands currently.
But we're always looking to improve.
We're working on it.
Indeed.
Working on it.
But yes,
Alright.
as long
So,
as
yeah.
you put that in there, it should jump in. If not, I can do it manually.
So why don't we do that? I don't see a downside. It sounds like it'll be fun.
Invisible battle!
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, so you cast first. So when I cast invisibility on you, you don't immediately lose it because you cast
Ooh, that's gonna
invisibility.
take, actually, the twin... actually, it's equal to it, so I would lose...
You would use.
I would use...
4.
4.
Hmm?
But I have 10.
Yes.
Yes.
So, like, we're just traveling. So, like,
4, and it doesn't only last a minute, though.
yeah.
Keep that in mind. I'm saying regular invisibility is
That's
an
10
hour.
whole rounds of combat.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying regular
Yeah.
invisibility is an hour.
For long-term purposes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, I'm gonna do that.
So you guys are going to get closer, I
Yeah.
assume?
Yeah. How far? You said it was like 10, 15 feet off the road.
Yeah.
How far up the road is it?
Within earshot, so 100 feet.
All right, cool. So let's pull over, park the cart, walk up.
Through the e-brake.
A bunch. It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good move. And head
Whoa.
on over to the
Ooh.
danger zone.
Can I... Oh, wait, no.
Hmm? Yes.
I was looking at mental flame.
Yeah.
No,
I got
bonus
you.
action.
Can I do that before we enter combat?
I think it only how long does it last?
A minute.
It's a minute. So it'd be the same as their invisibility.
True.
I was gonna say
But
if I put it up already, then I
but
don't
you'd
lose
be-
my bonus action. for
Yeah,
it.
but you'd be wreathed in flame, which at that point, why make you invisible?
Well, that was gonna be the other question: is does that also become invisible, or is it just like invisible center spot and a ring of flame just appears in the forest?
I don't know.
I don't know.
There's
I don't
no-
know.
There's no answer for that.
Well, you're the DM.
I know you're right.
Create an answer.
Thank you, Celine.
What is that?
DM down the stream once. She thinks she knows.
I know.
What's up?
Alright. Create an answer. We'll remember that, Celine.
Yeah, we'll remember
Oh,
that
no!
when we already started breaking your campaign already in the first session with the internet helping us out with trinkets.
Yeah.
So many trinkets.
God, it is fun.
So
Alright, cool.
last
I'm
bit.
glad the reliquary didn't like completely throw the whole stream
Put
off.
a predator in your
Exactly,
campaign.
right? Like, well,
It's on its way. It's
This
coming.
became
It'll be
a new
here.
campaign.
It'll be here in 10 to 15 levels, you know?
You know.
So what I will say is, I don't know. I mean, part of the whole thing is being big and flashy and on fire, but at the same time, it says you're wreathed in flame, so I don't.
Invisible.
I mean, you could argue that.
Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible, as long as it is on the target's person. That's how it's worded.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. That doesn't help at all.
It doesn't help with fire breathing around.
I mean, that would give a person a good idea of where you are.
Yeah.
It's like, man, look at that invisible moving circle of fire there.
So I'm going to say it's still there. You're still invisible, so attacks against you still have disadvantage. It's just they kind of have an idea of where you are.
Alright, I'll just wait to do it in combat then.
Alright.
Like after I do the
I'm ready?
first thing.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah, and so once you're invisible, you only got it for a minute. So I would just say, like, just fucking do it.
Just
Go in, yeah. That's my plan.
I'm gonna try and.
Alright, so invisible people go first?
Right. Yeah, let's
Okay.
get in.
Sneaky people go first.
You get in position.
I'm gonna get in position.
We'll give you 30 seconds.
Oh wait, no, I have to touch her in order to cast invisibility. Never mind.
Why
That's an
not?
hour, that's an hour.
Oh no, because you have to cast first.
I
So
did. Oh, we're getting close first.
yeah,
No, why does she have to cast first?
because
mine's
when
only
she
lasts
casts
a minute.
Spell shall end
Oh.
invisibility.
yeah, she'll be visible again.
Aha.
So
Alright, so we get close.
Yeah.
And I make them invisible. Just outside of the perimeter.
Let's go. Excellent.
I make you invisible,
Let me see if that goes through.
and then I sneak on up.
Okay.
All right, as soon as we become invisible, we take off running.
Okay. You guys do that. We'll get everybody pretty much in position, and what we will do is say to go ahead and roll for initiative.
Yeah.
Natural
20. 21 for me.
Oof, 10.
17.
Woohoo.
4 for wave.
Stand by.
Very good.
Don't know why that didn't-
Oh, what? It says he has advantage on initiative?
He does.
He's a sentinel
shield.
Oh, shit.
Okay. So,
4 for wave.
all right. Let's get that. Sorry, I didn't track. Oh, Jesus.
Jesus.
I didn't track any of that.
Cheez-Its!
So,
Jesus.
what was Ember?
10.
10. Oz.
17.
17. Rick.
20. 1.
And Wave.
4.
4. Okay. I don't know why this thing is-
Do we surprise this thing?
Yes, that's what we're gonna say.
I was gonna say,
Surprise
I'll
round.
be surprised if we actually pulled off an ambush.
Hey!
Woohoo!
We've been the victim so frequently.
So frequently. I actually forgot about this when I was picking what I was gonna do at 10. I forgot that I really wanted alert.
You were thinking about having an alert.
Yeah.
But now I can't be surprised, and he's got a sentinel shield.
You guys are too
But
generous.
I still don't want to be surprised.
What? I don't get it. But if we're not surprised, then it's like you're not surprised.
It's not at all. 'cause
So,
I still...
Ember, you now have 10 charges, and you have 10 as well.
10?
Holy shit!
Thank you!
Thank you so much.
We're $5 away from a relic.
Ah,
Alright, let's
Oh,
kill this
no,
thing
let's kill
really
this thing
fast.
All right, and I'll roll for the troll.
Start thinking of an ultimate 10.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have to-
Use it now, just because.
well,
I would find it so amusing if the first thing I did on Oz returning to the party is use my ultimate called I'm leaving.
all right, so first up, it is a surprise round, so this is the initiative order. Rick, you're up first.
I rage.
As a bonus action.
As a bonus
Rage.
action.
Ooh.
Alright. And then I'm going to run up to this thing,
Mhm.
and I'm going to smash it with my spikes in my
Okay.
armor.
So because you're dashing.
Yes.
Count as that?
I
would assume.
not going to attack
Is that a good
recklessly.
rule?
You're at advantage anyway.
Yes. Ooh, natural
Because then
20.
people can just
Oh,
go in
shit.
on it.
Oh shit, it's
That
right.
is a good rule.
Alright, so that is 2d8 plus 4d10.
Wait, what just happened?
He crit, and he ran up and dashed first, so that's 2d10 plus the
d8 from the armor.
all that's double.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Plus
Oh, plus
Brutal
critical.
critical.
Critical's an extra d8.
Okay.
So
sorry.
it should be 3d8
3d8
plus 4d10.
Nice.
It's a good start to any combat. 10, 15, 23, 34, plus, it's just not the extra.
just your-
strength,
it's
so
just your strength.
Plus 8.
Oh no, it's your strength plus the rage damage. should
Right.
be, yeah.
42.
Okay. Great.
And this thing's not medium or small.
No, it is huge size.
In that case, I'm gonna take Storm's Herald and come across with my second attack while invisible.
It is unfortunately only resistant to non-magic damage.
22.
To hit?
Yes.
Yes. Armor class is 15.
All right. Cool. And that will deal 15 points of damage.
15 points.
Ka-da! You big dumb idiot.
And it's like you see like all of its different heads like turn and like look in confusion. You are up next, Oz.
All right, I got a 15 to hit with my arc thrower.
Oh yeah.
Oz is gonna pull out this electrified crossbow that you guys have seen him use, but you guys haven't.
Ooh.
Yeah.
He's going to take aim and the arrow in air quotes is actually a tiny little bolt of lightning.
Nice.
Shoots at it. Boom. It gets hit. I had advantage, and there's a friend there, so sneak attack.
Yeah.
So that is 5d6 and a d8. Let's see if I screw this up. Oh, that's not terrible. Look at you. There's a 15, and then a 22 plus 6, so 28.
Nice.
And you will see that there is there's still a tiny little, I guess, tether of electricity between me and this thing.
All right.
Made by my thing. And then I'm going to bonus action try and hide.
Oh. So wait, if I'm gonna do that, was it worth making me invisible?
Yeah, because you're not going to get hit.
Well, that's true. Thank you.
I dare this thing to leave my
29 stealth check.
Yeah, you're good. You think.
I think I'm good.
Ember.
Is this considered a monster?
Yes.
I would like to attempt hold monster.
Sure, you can absolutely do that. It's gonna make
it's concentration.
It is concentration.
So you would drop the invisibility.
Oh, I didn't think of that. But
That's why I'm here.
okay,
That's how I'm
then
here for.
in that case,
I assume Wave didn't run all the way in too. I assume he waved 20.
Gah.
Yeah.
in that case,
That's what Wave
fireball.
does.
Oh, first bonus action, mantle of flame.
Sure. Fire surrounds you. You're still invisible.
Would I hit him?
I don't care.
It's up to you.
I mean, this thing is big, right? So can I like aim it so that it wouldn't hit him?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you're in an open field, so there's
Yeah.
plenty of room, and this thing is huge size. So
Yeah.
Do that.
Do it.
So I'm gonna do that.
fireball. All right. So go ahead, and it's gonna make a dexterity saving throw,
I'd
which
pass
it will
mine
actually
anyway.
succeed with a
Oh,
21.
man.
I also would have got 21.
Wait, do I do? Is this an attack or is
No,
this
it's
a
an
saving throw?
8d6.
So 8d6.
Fire damage, and you have plenty of fireballs
That's
in
these
which to
guys?
throw. Yeah,
Aha, one,
you should have 8 of those at least.
7, 8. Okay.
If it fails for hold monster, every attack is a crit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a beautiful.
Every melee attack is a crit.
Yes.
Every attack has advantage. Every
Awesome.
attack that hits is a crit.
Okay.
I love
This one gets to be re-rolled.
Yeah, all 1s and 2s.
Oh, and 2s.
Oh, sorry, no, I'm sorry.
No, just that. And then
ones.
if I get 1s
Yes.
again, they become 2s.
Yes, that's right.
So
Sorry.
10, 5, 10, 15, 19, 22, 28, 31, 36.
Plus 1 if you still have that focus, that wand. If you're still.
I
attuned to
do.
the
I haven't
wand.
switched it. So 36, 37.
Yes.
Nice. The number.
I think I'm just double checking because there are a lot of little things that add.
No, I think that's.
Now the flames of
Flame
Phlegathos activates because you used a fire spell and you are wreathed in more flame.
Yeah, double
More
flame.
flame!
So if
Oh,
anybody
flame.
hits you, they take a D4 plus your charisma modifier and fire damage.
Yes. All the fire. Oh wait, do I still have that thing that makes me laugh
That's up to you.
maniacally?
That's up to you. Well, I knew the answer to that before I said it, but
Never get sick of that noise.
It sounds like
Meet someone.
confidence.
so you are visible now,
I am visible now,
wreathed in lots of fire.
but I'm far away.
Sounds
That's
like
true.
exactly what a troll don't want.
Yeah. Also, You cast a fire spell? Was that what we were right?
Oh yeah,
you
so
did
now
a
I have
thing.
to roll a d20 and just not get a 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. So the next time I have to get above a 2.
Yes,
And it just keeps
that's-
increasing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You Dungeons and Daddies.
Thank you, Dungeons and Daddies, for giving
Alright,
us
so that's
mechanic idea.
Ember. Now it's a troll. It's surprised. Wait.
Alright, so Wave is totally gonna cast Spiritual Weapon. It's a bonus action on it, and then have it attack.
Sure.
I'll use his. And he has advantage on his Spiritual Weapon attack.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
Spiritual weapon. It doesn't give advantage. The spiritual weapon.
It's not
It's
invisible.
visible.
Alright.
It's not invisible.
So that's a 21.
Yep.
And then what? That's a D8 plus his wisdom.
Which is a 5.
Which is madman. 8 points of damage.
8 points.
Alright, and then he is going
It's been so
to
long since I
attack
played
with
it.
Veil Guard's Glory.
Sure.
Where is that? There it is. He's gonna attack with advantage.
Mhm.
He's going to attack twice.
It has 3 heads and an arm that's
He's
split
gonna
in
get
2.
a 21
Yeah.
and a 23.
Mhm.
So he deals 2d8 per attack.
Yes.
2d8 plus 9 being 13, 22. And 12.
Okay.
And then he is gonna action surge and attack twice more.
Okay.
For a 17 and a 15 was the
15
number.
hits, yeah.
All right, so it needs to attack twice more for 12, 21, and then 15.
All right. How would we like to kill this thing?
Woo!
Well, he's gonna on the last thing he's gonna like use. He's not gonna actually use shatter, but it's gonna like shatter and blow up the multiple heads on it, just coming across.
You guys see none of the cool stuff that he does because he's invisible.
You just see the effects.
Yeah.
Did you see 3 heads exploding?
Yep. And you guys did fire damage to it. Shocker. So it doesn't regenerate.
Yay!
Ugh.
So that was a dire troll.
It was a dire.
Got him.
I was really. It had. I didn't know how it was going to work out. Who was going to go in? But I was hoping to get to use its whirlwind of claws ability, which is everyone within 10 feet needs to make a dex save or take 8d10 slashing damage.
Ooh. That was just me.
Like that.
I know. Oh.
Oh wow.
All right.
Being
All right. Good job, gangs.
all right. That was
That was
tactically smooth.
Yeah.
That was maybe the smoothest combat. Oh wait, I'm supposed to have a voice. That was maybe the smoothest combat we've ever had.
That is accurate.
Mhm.
All right. Let's go get Spike and keep going.
All right.
You guys continue for the third day.
Does
and
Wave detect any magic?
the third day and through the end of your fourth day, no events. It's now evening on the fourth day. You guys are camped.
All right.
All right.
I'm cooking. I'm using Ember's flaming abilities like we
Yes.
used to.
Yeah, back in the day.
Aha!
In my big
create
walk.
bonfire.
Yeah, she can create bonfire now.
Nice.
So that's the thing.
So much fire. I can create fire in so many ways.
We're having stir fry tonight.
Yeah.
Stir fry,
I
nice.
do like stir fry.
It's all in one go.
Are you going to make another attempt to make spicy paste?
No, my cooking ability has come far beyond spicy.
Oh, has it?
Yeah.
Oh, spicy things.
We still have our nice set of tools from.
Yeah, you still got the Westwick tools, yeah, because you weren't there.
Do
You
I
would have
have-
gotten Westwick these tools.
Would I've gotten Westwick Navigator's tools?
Yep.
Yeah, everybody would have got
Ah!
Wait, what do the Westwick ones do?
Advantage.
Oh!
Yeah, advantage on sneak attack.
it. That's pretty
Cool.
good.
That means I start off with a plus 13, and I have advantage.
28.
Okay, it's fantastic.
This is
one
fantastic.
This is one of the best meals you guys have had in a while.
Spicy
Or maybe
food.
not.
Brilliant.
I don't know.
I've
But
been-
this is because we haven't played.
Yeah.
It is now.
Everybody's put on a little weight in the past
Yeah, I guess
month or
everybody's
so.
got a little bit of a
Good,
A little
good
punch.
job on this
A little
one.
punch
Yeah,
going.
And do these guys currently have the temporary hit points from? Do I have my ladle?
Yes.
My silver ladle?
The ladle was in the Veilguard spot.
Yes, good.
Aha.
So, would these guys currently have the extra hit points from that?
I don't remember what they were.
It's a D10 of extra hit points.
So go ahead and roll a d10.
All right.
We'll say everybody has these. No one took damage really in the fight.
8.
Everybody has 8 temporary hit points from the ladle.
Nice.
Trombard's ladle. Okay. So night is going by. You guys are having fun, reflecting on how nice and easy that combat went.
Oh, gee.
When you hear crashing coming through the across the sort of through the forest and across the grounds nearby, and something runs in a streak of like white and green, full force, and impacts into the side of the cart.
Oh.
Now, doesn't destroy it, doesn't
Okay.
knock it over, but just slams into it. I need everybody to make a perception check because this thing is moving exceptionally fast.
Oh, wow. I've just been rolling well.
16 for
21.
me.
Ooh.
Dave. He's got wild perception.
12.
Oh, and he has guidance.
He does.
What's his perception here? +9. Damn. Alright, so that is 25 for Wave.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, it takes a little bit because it's moving in a blur and it's so fast, and you eventually all figure out what it is, and it is stamping around and like snorting heavily, and it is a unicorn.
Oh, shit.
And it looks like it's crazed, and like this thing, like it's, you know, like I said, it's a largely white unicorn, but its mane is green and kind of white striped, and it's like it's seemingly running from something or away from something, and like this doesn't look like what you would think a unicorn looks like or what you know them to truly be.
Right.
This looks like a crazed horse that's been through the
Looks
shit.
scared currently?
Yeah, and or like or you know, you can kind of see Rick's got animal handling, so
Yep.
this is again almost not as like an animal at this point. You can see sort of like froth at the mouth, and like this thing's been running for a while away from something,
Okay.
and it looks terrified, like probably beyond the point of rational thought. This is how you do that, Pat. Just so you know, make the unicorn rampant and wild. You gotta talk it up first.
Talk it up a little.
Someone talk to this thing. I'm not good with it.
I
Famous.
am not great with them either.
Okay.
But just
Baby ship cube.
Alright, so
let's start. Keep going.
does it look injured at all?
Make a medicine check.
Oh, good. I'm gonna have.
That unicorn was cursed. Yeah, sure it was.
Oh, that is a D12.
Wait, guidance.
Alright. Guide me.
Also have Wave roll it. And take the better.
We're
3.
looking at it. Alright, he got 2.
So take the 3.
So a 13.
You can see it looks like there may possibly be in like one of the hind legs. It looks like it's hard to tell because it's moving around. It's you know, it's dark. You do have dark vision, but it looks like there may be very small punctures in the hindquarters,
Yeah.
as though like a needle or something
Right.
like that.
Looks like maybe this thing got bit. Alright, so Wave's gonna cast Healing Word on it.
Okay, that does seem to. It doesn't seem like, I mean, these wounds are minuscule and anything he does. It doesn't really seem like it was physically damaged.
Right.
More like
Mentally.
emotionally tortured,
Right.
kind of a thing.
Yes. So we were just hoping to start things in the right direction.
You also know that unicorns can teleport.
Ah.
So, actually, you guys don't know this, but
Kind of
maybe
shit.
maybe you know in the grand scheme of the world.
Is it something Lesser Restoration could help with?
Possibly. You don't know.
Alright, so
There's only one way to find out.
I'm gonna approach it cautiously and say, "Whoa there, big fella."
Mhm.
Slowly, I'm gonna take my gloves off, so I'll spike it.
Fair. Fair.
Covered in tiny punctures, spikes. Probably a bad move.
You all right there, big guy?
Go ahead and make me an animal handling.
All right, let's.
Guidance?
I think I'm gonna try that again.
Can I guidance?
You can, yeah.
Aha. 4.
29.
Nice.
Ow.
What a turnaround that was. Yeah, you managed to sate this unicorn and calm it down, and it seems like it's still kind of like a little twitching, a little bit, but you've got it to. It stops
an apple
Yep.
from my rations.
Sure. It will like cautiously, like Squidward biting the Krabby Patty, the tiny little bite.
Let it smell me.
Yes, yeah, but eventually it starts to calm down a little bit to the point where it seems like it'll allow you to pet it.
All right, and I'll lightly pet it and be like, all right, you're okay.
It is, even though it's all frazzled and its mane's all crazy, it's so smooth.
Oh, this is nice.
It feels nice.
This is like the opposite of adamantine armor.
It's true. It is like the direct opposite.
Yeah.
You just feel, even though like you were feeling fine beforehand, coming off a great meal, you feel better just petting this thing.
Okay, Mr. Horse.
Or Mrs.
Well, I'm establishing a relationship with the horse. Leave me alone for a minute. Okay. So as I'm going, and it's calmed down, petting it.
It's starting to calm down.
So I kind of start moving my way around where we had seen the needle-ish marks.
Mhm.
And is there still any sign of that there?
Yeah, they're still small, but
Okay.
yes.
Does it look infected at all?
It does not look infected. It just looks like something. It seemingly is an injection point.
Do you guys know?
You're
anything
very
about-
familiar with small things puncturing
Right,
you.
right.
From your time with the Sturgis.
Yes, it's terrible.
I would like to use my proficiency with poisoner's tools to see
If it's under the effect. Does anybody know
So
anything
then
about?
I can...
to see
Unicorns?
if this is if I know anything about if this seems like it's
Poison?
Poison.
Sure. Yeah.
You know anything about?
Would I know
which should
anything about unicorns?
We'll call it intelligence. Wave also has a thing from one of his, either alchemy or herbalism.
Okay.
Stand by.
I got a 19 on my poisoner's kit.
Okay. Let me just see what Waves is, because he also has a thing.
Yeah, he's got alchemist and herbalism.
Yeah.
So he'll make whatever check he can. That's how Pat does things, right? It's just like
That's
just
you
roll
just,
it.
you just roll it and then figure out what the roll was for after the fact.
yeah. I got
13. What for? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
13 though, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
How about that 13 there?
Oh, he said alchemist, right? So, with an alchemist, so between the two of you, because one of the things you can do with an alchemist's kit is detect, is suss out poison as well. Also, with an herbalism kit, you can also identify poisons.
Ah.
So there are 3 means in which you know how to identify poisons here.
Right.
So yes, that is a thing. And it doesn't look to be a poison per se, but definitely Wave kind of keys in on it. It's
He also casts detect magic.
okay. The unicorn's magic.
I'm gonna try lesser restoration on it.
Sure. I will get to that.
Well, oh, sorry.
Yeah, no. It seems less. I guess it sort of kind of comes off as a poison, some sort of like, not chloroform, but it's like some form of like a drug for, what's the word? I'm trying to think.
Sedation?
Sedation, yeah.
Like a tranquilizer?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
You're not exactly sure
Horse
what it is.
Somebody's trying to kidnap this unicorn.
Ketamine.
Ketamine.
Propofol.
Of course.
Cool. So I'll say that to you guys. It looks like it's kind of under some kind of sedative.
I'm gonna try lesser restoration.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you cast Lesser Restoration
Yeah.
on it. So you use that ability for the day.
Totally.
And it does seem better than it was, for sure.
Okay.
And it's starting to calm down more so. The Lesser Restoration, the healing, the comforting words, they all seem to
Do I know anything about unicorns?
make an Arcana check.
I was gonna say I think
1.
I think that Oz would know like just like that they're intelligent.
Yes, they are intelligent.
So he's gonna try and just like talk to it and be like, "Hey, buddy, You feeling a little bit better?
And it will speak in all of your brains because it's telepathy.
Oh,
You
wow.
can do that.
Nice.
That, yes, I feel much better.
What's your name, friend?
Good.
Tells you that his name is Colgate.
Colgate.
I was gonna say. Oh, wait, he looks a bit different than Theseus. He's definitely not Theseus.
He's definitely not Theseus. Although, if you knew who Theseus was, you would basically say he's the inverse of Theseus, but rather than black and white, he's white and green.
Makes sense. All right. I mean, it seems like you were running from something. Are you?
Do we think back to him?
Are we safe for the moment?
Yeah.
I'm just talking back to
You
him.
can talk and he'll
He
answer.
responded to me
Yeah.
talking.
Okay.
Okay.
He can't actually speak in most of the languages you guys speak, but he'll speak in your brain. So it's
Okay.
fine. Sorry, what you said.
It basically, like, it looked like you were running from something. Are you safe? Are you good for now?
Do you need
Says
help?
yes. I think I'm good for now. I was such a muddled. My mind was muddled, and all I could think was to run and get away.
Nice.
Well, you did that. and
That worked.
That's something.
It did get away.
Get away from what?
He says, some strange creature with sort of mechanical, I'm not even really sure what it was, had some sort of sharp, almost like a trident for a hand. But I don't know, it seemed so bent on keeping me there and sedated, and it was studying me, and I don't know much about it or where it, not really sure. It was so quiet, supernaturally quiet, almost as though it was made of shadow.
Not good.
The creature itself or the whole area?
The creature.
Was there anything else being held there?
Not that I saw.
Okay.
Thank you for the heads up, P. I thought I'd change that, but
All right. Why don't? Is there anything else that we could do to help you right now? Looks like you're getting you're getting back to your.
You want to hang out here for the
Yeah.
night?
if that would be okay, I
Yeah,
wouldn't
definitely.
mind.
Yeah.
Do you got any leftover stir fry?
Do you eat meat?
What do you eat?
Well, that sounds good. I'm just so hungry.
Alright, let me get some vegetables together for it.
Does the
I was just
horse
gonna say,
eat
like, just take the
so-
meat out of the stir fry. It was delicious stir fry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's cooked
Get
in
it the
with it.
vegetable bits.
I don't know, it's a horse. You don't feed horses meat.
And you're not. You're gonna feed him the vegetables.
Yeah, take the meat out. Just
He
give
said
him
he's
vegetables.
so hungry. Just give him something.
Alright, whatever.
Give him
Whatever.
some.
Okay.
Does he get the temporary hit points?
Yeah, it's so 8 temporary points.
Alright.
For Colgate.
There you go,
Okay.
Colgate.
I mix some oats and junk into it too. That's gonna
Okay.
make oat bread.
Oats and junk.
Nice.
Oats and good junk.
Oats and junk. and
Some
oats
dried
and junk and
fruits.
Oats and junk and oats and junk.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I changed it. I don't know why that was like that, but it's fine.
I give it.
He eats it voraciously.
Alright. Wave creates water.
He fills up the water things.
Yeah, like he does.
Is it?
All right.
Are you cold or anything?
No, I'm fine. Thank you. I just
Hey man, rest. We're gonna.
Let us know if
yeah.
you need anything.
You can tell us
we're
more
about
of your
to-
story in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Relax.
We'll keep watch over you.
Mm-hmm.
you guys do for the evening. Anything
Well,
you
my
want to
little
do?
bird friend can go hang out.
Anything you guys want to do? No? Alright.
Just take
Evening
watches.
goes through, comes around to the morning. He seems immensely better than he did when
Good.
he arrived in your camp in the evening.
Gorm's
Does he seem?
hanging out with him.
Yeah.
Does he seem like dirty or anything?
No, it seems like even though all that was happening, like supernaturally clean.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So soft.
Smells
so
minty
soft.
fresh.
Yes, actually. You didn't notice it last night because of the craziness in the stir fry. It was a little not overpowering, but it was
Delicious.
powerful.
So
Scent.
subtle.
Wow.
And now it
Crepes
just,
for breakfast.
now it just smells like very minty fresh.
Cool.
16 for the crepes.
So-
Do we still
They're
have
good.
like 8 temporary hit points?
Yeah,
How
you
long do
keep
they
them.
last for?
You keep
Till
them
they're
until
gone.
Till they're gone? Do
Yeah.
they stack?
That
No.
you keep them till they're gone or till he uses the ladle again
Yeah.
to feed you, and then you'd re-roll.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Temporary
Okay.
hit points don't stack; they reset.
Gotcha.
Or
Okay.
if you find some other means of temporary hit points, you can choose which ones you want to have.
Gotcha.
Whenever you get the most temporary hit points, that's what
Yeah.
you do.
Those. It's like
Uh,
guidance.
Sort of, yeah.
Take the most.
Mhm.
And he
But
will
only
tell
one.
But only
you
one.
that he doesn't remember. It was, traumatizing
Sure.
experience. But what he does remember is he came from the north and ran this way.
South.
Colgate,
Hmm.
do you remember how this thing got you? 'Cause, I mean, you're kind of notoriously hard to capture.
Yeah.
If one would even want to do that, some kind of monster.
Shadow
He
monster.
says, no, it was quiet and it seemed to not be of this world. Some sort of weird mixture of shadow and mechanical pieces.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Some sort of shadow robot.
I don't like the sound of this thing.
Actually sounds cool.
It
but
actually does sound cool. Well, like, I don't like that it's bad.
yes.
If it
of
was on
course.
our side,
It would
that
be
would
cool.
be super cool.
All right.
So, what do you think we should do, Uncle the Brick?
Oh, me. I think that
Which direction did it come
from the north. That's the way we're going
Oh,
anyway.
we're heading to the
Yeah,
north.
we're heading north
Um,
anyway.
Alright.
This thing came out of. It didn't come off the road though.
And he says he doesn't really remember exactly when it happened.
Okay.
You just know you got out away from it last night.
Maybe. I don't remember. So
Don't know how long you were running.
yeah, I mean, maybe a day. Maybe it was last night. I just was running for so long.
Okay.
Do you feel up to setting out? We were gonna
no.
start heading north, and I assume you don't want to go there.
No, thank you. Though.
No.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
I need somebody to roll me a d6.
Oh, for a relevant
I don't want to do that.
4. Which was what?
Weird.
Was it? Okay.
It was
I don't-
good, weird,
1, 2
bad.
was weird. 3, 4 was
No,
or
1, 2
1,
was
2 was
good.
good. 3,
3,
4 was
weird.
weird. 5, 6 was bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him general directions to the Veilguard Spire and be like, well, if you head over that neck of the woods, people over there are kind and friendly.
Yeah.
I think you said that Harrison decided to stay at the Spire,
He
right?
did, yeah.
So we like talk to our boy Harrison. He usually takes care of
He was
dinosaurs.
the dinosaur trainer.
Yeah.
Right.
Usually takes care of dinosaurs, but he knows how to.
We got more
but
functioning
he-
stables.
He's a smart guy, so he'd be able to help you out if you wanted.
He says, "Thank you, I appreciate it." And he'll ask, you'll show him the map, and he'll ask for general directions, and then he can just teleport over
Yeah.
Oh shit!
because he feels up to.
I didn't know they could do that.
I didn't either. We all learned something.
Yeah, no, now you do.
Telepathy and teleportation.
All right, so
Go
who
universe.
is gonna roll the d30 for the weird thing that's gonna happen?
Pulling out the big fancy one.
Yeah, the metal
That's
ones.
the one I have. 4.
Whose is that?
Ted's.
That's
Who knows then?
Okay.
All right.
Oh no.
So the unicorn has left. You guys
Good luck.
are finishing up breakfast,
yeah.
I imagine.
All right, let's keep an eye out for this thing. If we hit Kingsdale and we still haven't found it, we should let Jane know. She's the king.
Ah,
Yeah,
King Jane.
King Jane.
Right.
Cool.
Oh, we're near your neck of the woods.
We
We
are.
should go see your hometown.
We should not,
Why not?
because my mom just died and my dad just left it.
Ooh.
So I don't really want to go there.
You knew that.
Pat's sick. So you guys are eating your crepes,
Ooh,
Yes.
crepes,
Yes.
as my mom likes to say.
and when you bite
Toast
in,
crepes. Like,
when you bite into your crepe,
Oh no.
it goes, yeah, eat me. They all start doing it. All of your food starts to speak to you and is begging to be eaten in a very awkward sexual way. Like when
Why?
you're chewing, it's like, yeah, I like the way I break apart and reform in your mouth.
Oh God.
I am
No, don't stop.
hungry enough that I don't give a shit.
That's
Oh yeah, like you.
Halfling life.
Can I like take like do I have
Until I make it
anything that I
circular,
would
so
be
it's
able to
more
like
familiar.
plug my ears with?
Yeah, you could like candle wax,
Yeah.
and you hear it in your because you're eating it, and it transfers through the bones in your mouth to your.
So
to
now
your
it's
ears.
louder,
Yeah!
so it's
I
louder.
immediately take them back out.
It's like that's not gonna help, but go ahead. You know you want to. Exactly. It's just me and you.
I don't think I'm hungry.
Oh,
Oh no.
Mage hand.
I just eat as
Oh,
fast as I
big
can.
boy, keep going. And Wave seems completely unfazed.
He can't even really hear it.
All right.
You're not sure. You guys all get the impression that he might have this experience all the time. You really don't know.
That's true. In his state of being, and especially now that there's not a shortage,
I don't know how he lives
can
his
just do
life.
this all the time now.
All the time.
Shit.
Well, I don't know how good the export business is from Gowager.
Yeah.
Like they grow it there.
Well,
they
Like
sell
he
it.
would
What's
have
his name is
stocked
out
up
and
at the
about, right?
festival and
Oh,
stuff.
absolutely.
What
I'm
are
just
we
saying,
gonna
his-
do now?
His supply is finite. We're not going to go to bin and find a Gowager leaf dispensary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
What are we going to do now?
What are we gonna do now?
God damn it. Dave, shut the fuck up.
Give the gab.
Yeah, sure, Wave.
Yeah, I get. Let's
guess-
set.
We just keep
Don't
going
worry.
on.
I mean,
Keep on keeping
alright.
on.
do you want to try and who's good at looking at stuff? I'm asking about survival specifically.
No.
Out of game, talking about survival.
Not me. If you need anybody to be persuaded, though.
That is what happens when we get weird, folks.
That it got weird. It
I got
really,
real.
really
I got
did.
very uncomfortable very fast.
Me
He was a
and
big fan of us.
Wave
He
are
kept
both
calling you
plus
Big
5.
Boy.
Yeah,
He loved it.
I like
Because
that.
you grabbed it out of the air and was like, oh, you're my savior.
Because I'm small. I like it when people call me
Just
big.
nibble on. Give
me a quick little nibble.
What was that?
Oh.
We're both decent at surviving.
All right, do you guys want to try and
Rack the unicorn backwards.
yeah, while
Oh,
we
Steven has-
kind of
yeah.
follow parallel on the road?
I've always wanted a horse.
Does it affect drinks?
We're not. This isn't.
Weird.
I mean, we can get
We
you
don't
a
know yet.
horse at some point, but like this is not the time.
Well, yeah, I mean, because it already left, so that wouldn't work.
Yeah, it's not. It's a unicorn. It can't be your horse. It's
No, it
smarter
could
than
if
you.
it wanted to.
Wait,
No,
it is
that's
an
not-
intelligent
First off,
creature.
no, it's not.
You don't know that.
I am. That's what he says.
No,
Wait.
We talked to it.
That is
It's
an
definitely
intelligent
smarter than that.
creature.
I talked to you.
It cannot be owned.
I wasn't saying
It
it,
might
could be.
agree
It
to be
could
your
be
steed.
my horse. It could be
If it agreed to
wanted
be.
Why would it want it?
Why
But yeah,
wouldn't
I don't see why it would.
Because it can live a life free, teleporting and being and not under your ass.
Yes, but it could.
Constantly.
Help
Exactly,
me
have to deal with your
serve
toots. Ugh.
The Trinity, man.
I don't know if it cares about the
I
Trinity.
don't know.
The triad.
It's not the
Whatever.
try. You had it right the first time.
No.
No.
No,
I
it's
thought
the
he-
triad.
I thought he switched the name. Nope, I'm wrong.
It's the triad.
It's the
That's
triad.
why That's why when he's like, I named my horse after the Trinity, man. Everybody's like,
Why?
What is
what
the Trinity?
is that?
Father, Son,
I-
Holy Ghost.
That's-
I thought we had that conversation before I named the horse. I mixed that up in my head.
Yeah, a good point. It could have been your horse.
If it
Wave.
wanted
Chat
to.
says it could teleport onto boats even.
Oh my God, yes.
It would be his ultimate horse.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's not. So, do you guys want to try and?
Yeah, I'm gonna track it.
All right.
I'm gonna help him.
Guidance.
I'm gonna
also gonna get
I'm gonna steer the cart on the
Three.
road, right?
He just mostly sticks to the road. He's a pretty smart guy now, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What'd you get?
3.
Alright. So 28.
Yes, you guys are able to track it, but it looks like, after maybe a couple hours, it seems like the horse's tracks seem to sync up with the road.
Huh.
So you kind of lose them in the
In the
other
road.
tracks. But,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, it's still a good sign.
Yeah.
We're on the right
Right
track.
direction.
So, I mean,
Keep
you
an eye out
wanna
for it.
you wanna take
Pop
over?
off,
So I
yeah.
can, yeah.
So you guys switch up, and for the next 2 days, nothing goes. So you're now on the dawn of the 7th day.
Yeah.
At about, you and you, since you're right there up front, make me perception checks as they kind of come through the road. Kind of goes into the forest kind of comes a little closer.
12.
12.
10.
Ah, it's a nice time of year.
That's
You
so
actually
lovely.
see
Oh, shit.
as the road starts to come a little bit closer together, trees on either side. Like the light shines through the trees perfectly, and you see a tripwire across the road.
Whoa.
Why do we stop?
Now come out here.
Okay.
You see that? You see how the light's coming out perfectly through the trees?
You do see this.
There's tripwire.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me go check this shit
Ah,
out.
you're the guy.
Oh, before you to go. Good luck, bud.
Guidance
Thanks.
from way of
Thanks. What kind of a check do I want to make for? Yeah,
One upper.
first I guess I'll try and disarm it with a
I
thieves'
gave it
tools
to him
check.
first.
Okay.
I got a 3, so that's a 16.
You feel like how are you disarming it?
With my knowledge of traps, however the best way to do that is.
Ah, what a great role-playing experience that turned out.
Yeah!
Would anybody like to take a stab at how one would disarm a tripwire trap?
Sure. You follow the tripwire some of the way,
Mhm.
okay, and then you would like say have somebody hold part of it, and then you would hold the other part, right, on the either side of the road,
Mhm.
right, and you could cut the middle and then stake it on either side so that it still holds the tension without releasing the trap.
Sure, I do that.
And get right across.
Well done, Jake.
Oh, that's how you do a tripwire.
Yeah.
So you do that.
I'll
Now it is.
And I want to kind of like trace it back to see what would have happened if we activated it.
Okay. So it takes you like 10 minutes of traveling through the forest to see where this thing is. And it like for about 5 minutes you're like, what the fuck was this thing doing?
Mhm.
Like
Mm.
there is no discernible like
Start.
how is this going to affect me
the
on
road,
the road?
yeah.
So you travel for like another 5 minutes and you eventually find the tripwire leads into the bottom half of what looks to be from the outside a hollowed out stump
Okay.
with like a fake piece of wood on top of it that seemingly your guess is something will happen if it's triggered that may open.
Okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna see if I can. I'm thinking about trying to see if I can open it without the like remove the top board without having to trip the activate the trap.
Trigger.
That's what I'm thinking about trying to do.
Do you know the silence spell?
No.
If we had, do you think we wouldn't have used it up until this point?
The only person who can learn it eventually, I think, is Wave.
Of course.
I mean, you
I
might.
mean, he could know it now.
He could know it now. He doesn't.
He doesn't.
So yeah, I'm gonna investigate around the stump and see if I think something will activate when I open it, or if it was just the tripwire opens it.
Okay, yeah.
Investigation.
Investigation check.
No, lucky. That's much better. Investigation is a +2, 18.
Yeah, you think you might be able to open it if you are careful around it without triggering anything. Although
Okay.
you feel like if you do trigger it, it will,
Also,
the thing will, it seems to be spring loaded and will
Mhm.
open. What's inside, you don't know.
Okay.
Also, you are probably at this point 300 plus feet from the road.
Okay.
So what the fuck?
Yeah. It's probably. I'm gonna guess that this like releases something that would come get us. I don't fucking know. So guys, everyone, back up.
is it full of bees?
Back up.
Ooh.
Let's back up like 30 feet.
Back up.
Next.
Is 50 feet.
Okay.
So within
And
dashing
then I'm going
range.
to mage hand try and disarm this
Trap?
trap.
You gotta make me a thieves tools check.
That
Wait,
is
pick some
gosh,
tails,
do
guard.
I- you know what?
Guidance
One more
before
lucky.
you did it. Plus
You have
4.
advantage on it anyway.
Oh yeah, I
Thieves
forget.
tools.
Yeah.
I forget.
Plus 4.
Okay. You said +4.
Mhm.
32.
Okay. You seemingly, whatever the catch was, it's disarmed. It looks like it now can be opened without being triggered if you go over there and open the lid.
Okay, I'm gonna try and do it with a mage hand if it's less than
Yeah.
5 feet.
The lid is open and now removed. You can't see what's inside.
All right, then I'm going to stealthily approach and peek and see what's inside.
Okay. You see what looks like
Pretty good.
shredded up bits of colored paper.
Oh.
The depth undiscernible.
Oh.
Like maybe it's at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What? I don't know. All right, guys. This seems to be ripped up pieces of paper.
I set it on fire.
What? What? What?
Is
Why?
Is it magic?
Oh God damn.
I was just saying.
Oof.
Effect.
What about in the other direction?
What?
The
It
other
only that one he traced that for a little ways. I'll say and that one just kind of stuck to like a stake in the ground.
Ah.
So this was clearly the only side.
How
going.
far down is the colored pieces of paper?
So inside, so if the stump is say like this big, there's about like this much void space, and then this much. The rest presumably colored paper, but you can only see because it's opaque.
Mm-hmm.
So there may be
This
stuff
wave has
below
mage
it.
What?
Does Wave have mage
I
hand?
have mage
Oh,
hand.
do you have mage hand?
I just used Mage Hand to disarm the
Oh,
trap.
well, like,
Like 2 minutes
use it
ago.
again and dig through the confetti. See if there's anything in there.
I can't feel.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just,
but it can, like, scoop it out.
if you want to take the time to scoop it out, you can. I won't make you roll for it. You just scoop it out.
Alright.
Yeah.
I was gonna put it
I
back
will
in.
use my Mage Hand to
You scoop
slowly
it all out.
Scoop it all out.
It takes you maybe 5 minutes of scooping shredded up bits of colored paper. And at the bottom, you can see there's a board, like a cross, seemingly small enough that it won't get stuck on the sides. And underneath that is a spring.
Okay.
And it seems like that would come up out, but you can't. You're looking down in, so it's kind of hard. Make me a perception check to try to see what's on the board because the angle's a little difficult.
Oh, 24.
Okay, yeah. It says "Gotcha" in all caps, and underneath it is a signature.
Mm-hmm.
It says "Babyface Celine."
Shit! Back to the cart!
Ah. Okay.
Run!
Okay.
Get back to the cart.
I would like to dash as a bonus action and use my action to dash.
You guys get back to the cart. Everything seems it's in Comic Sans too.
God damn it! That son of a bitch, Babyface Celine.
Yeah.
The most insulting font.
You know what I was thinking?
What?
Is that
I'm gonna, like, is everything there? Did we lose anything?
No, everything's there.
Everything's there. We got guys.
did we? We didn't trigger the
We
trap.
didn't trigger it. We still got distracted by it, though. Now I kind of want for it to go off.
What? It's just a.
Yeah, because we were just being like, ping.
No.
Everybody at the party.
Yeah. Okay. I don't have it countering. Let's, I guess keep
Maybe
going.
it identifies.
Have we heard of Babyface Celine?
You would have, just
Okay.
as
Okay.
the notorious criminal
Yeah.
that she is. You have no personal stake
Yes.
in it, but
Alright.
If
Shit.
Brina was here, she would have immediately, like when she saw the confetti, would have just been like, boink.
so you guys leave.
Yes?
Yeah.
Do you trigger the trap when you leave?
Well,
No, don't.
No.
Okay.
No.
Don't. I mean, we took out the
Em-
confetti, so it would just
Emma's
shoot
an
up a
adult.
board.
so,
Who knows what would happen?
exactly. Who
Yeah.
knows what it would be?
So let's
And we know that babyface Lane
keep
is
going.
no good.
She is a
Bad
bad,
news.
person.
All
Yeah.
right.
She is
From what
bad
I
news.
hear.
So next day, as you're traveling through the forest on your way there, there are
Sorry. The paper is secretly tiny scrolls of stinking cloud.
Ah.
there is
Don't do that. to
Best
us.
prank ever.
swarm. You guys hear a lot more. There's a lot more flies in the area as you're traveling on the 8th day.
That's a bad sign.
I make sure the rations are well sealed up. Not worse than flies. You ever get maggots in rice? Hard to tell them apart.
It is. That is true now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys continue
Yeah.
for the next day. Dawn of the 9th day. You guys are in the forest. You're getting close. You're pretty much closer to. You're not too far away from Kingsdale at this point, and you hear something making its way towards you, and it. Make me a perception check.
18.
15.
17.
Okay.
Wait, what guys?
That's
18.
There's one in the car you grabbed on the bridge.
You guys hear. It sounds mechanical.
uh-oh.
Something walking, moving its way.
And you said it's
This
dawn?
isn't Dawn of the Ninth.
I said that
Or-
was Dawn of the 9th day. We'll make it in the evening because it's spookier.
Okay.
So,
So you made it to the whole 9th day, yeah. You hear it's making its way. It sounds like it's coming towards you.
I think we should hide.
How are we gonna hide the cart?
I hide.
Can I use invisibility to turn the cart
No.
It's only,
invisible?
only creatures.
You turn Spike invisible.
But it does say everything you're wearing and carrying. So if someone carried the cart and you made them invisible, then
I
the
could
cart would
carry
be
You're
it.
so
invisible.
strong.
No,
I can carry twice as much as anyone else like me.
that's true. If you were a giant, maybe, but you're not. You're a Rick.
Okay.
So,
Lift it for a second.
the
Invisible.
the pure leverage of the thing wouldn't work.
Just have to get underneath it.
Yeah.
Turtle it.
All right. So, cool.
Shit.
yes,
All right.
Makes me happy.
Wave gets down
most of them designed that.
off the
trap.
cart. We take it off the side of the road
Mhm,
a little
mhm.
bit, and I guess I'll just stand in front of it.
Okay.
I'll hide.
What am I to do?
That's
So,
true.
anything else you guys want to do before this thing arrives?
I'm not gonna let Wave
Can
cast
you
Shield of
ready?
Faith on himself.
10 minutes, sure.
Pooh.
24 to hide.
Okay. You
Fair.
feel like you're sufficiently
I
high?
feel so hidden.
Wave gonna roll randomly.
Can I prepare
For
an
perception.
action? I have to be specific about it though, right? What the action's gonna be?
Mhm.
Because we don't know if it's like I want to prepare an action like if it's hostile, like if it seems like it's hostile
Firebolt.
to attack it. Yeah.
Okay. Anything before that? Because you can only prepare an action, not a bonus action or anything else.
I'm good.
Okay.
And no, because it only lasts for a minute. So like,
Alright.
if I for that, I don't think I have anything else really as a bonus action.
You can tap the bonus action section on D&D Beyond.
I could. I'm sorry. You are very right, Mr. Ted.
I know. Thank you. I'm the DM.
You're welcome. You're so
I thought
smart.
of an answer.
You're so-
Anyway, so after a couple minutes, you hear this thing crashing through, and what you see is a large-sized, like automaton, and this is immediately weird for you because this has very reminiscent of the Warforged, and you know that you've never. I don't think you've ever actually seen one because
No,
that was
but I know
before
about
you
them.
know about them. It looks a little bit different. It's big. It's almost got like digitigrade legs, and it's got big hulking arms, and it has almost like a turtle shell kind of back, and sticking out of it at all different angles, out of the arms, out of the back, are spears, spike, blades, swords. There's like a flag covered in blood that's dried sticking out the back of it.
It's like my spirit
And-
animal.
There are things impaled on all of these different things. There
Exactly
are
like my spirit
there are you see bodies of different humanoids on it, impaled on it. You see crabs impaled on it. There's
Oh.
remnants of a dead unicorn impaled
animal.
on it.
Shit.
And this
Oh,
thing
my.
is just like it's got like glowing green lamp-like eyes, and it's just sort of like walking along, and it seems like it's sweeping left and right looking for things.
Does it is its hand the trident thingy that the horse was talking about? The unicorn was talking about?
No, it has it does have 3 fingers on each of its hands, but they're like
Okay.
Grabbers.
grabby clawed hands.
Gotcha.
And yeah,
Clamps.
yeah, the clamps.
Haha, good one.
A clamp.
Clamp, 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 clamp. We should kill this thing.
I shoot it.
How far away
from
is it?
Cover.
It is at this point we'll say it's like 30 feet away. All right, I would like everybody to take a break. 'Cause
Ah!
we're gonna take a short break. Internet coffee's already been made, so we are gonna go get some coffee. We will be right back. Thank you guys so much for hanging out in the chat. Temporary hit points for people who are asking came from a ladle, a magic ladle that Rick has. Remember the bar on the side for D&D Beyond. You can click that to view everybody's character sheets.
Yeah.
So if you click that, you'll see an option. They'll say like view full character sheet. You can click that to then gain access to everything, which will show you spells and magic items and feats and things like that. So if you have questions about abilities or otherwise, that should hopefully answer that for you.
Everything.
Oh, You have your 8 temporary hit points. They're reminding you that you should have it because you don't have it.
I just put it in. I saw that comment and I entered it into D&D Beyond. So thank you.
All right, so we will be right back. Enjoy the tunes. Welcome back, Internet. We're back.
Hello.
So, we were about to roll initiative as you guys are staring down a strange mechanical monster full of dead bodies.
11.
My initiative rolls.
Yeah,
have not
19.
been
Me
good.
neither.
Was yours last?
10.
Does he get a bonus to his initiative?
No.
What's
you don't.
initiative based off of?
Oh, his.
Dexterity?
Passive perception.
Did you hear mine?
10 or 11.
11.
19, 17.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get you guys.
All right.
Get it all up in.
Oh,
it's my plan.
I'm assuming it's hostile. So do I get my prepared action of attacking?
Sure.
Aha!
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 Ha ha!
Does this count?
Was it a fire attack?
Well, I was gonna say, does it count as a monster?
So I read the spell.
Uh-huh.
It just says one creature.
Yeah, it's any creature.
Oh.
So I think
Dang.
hold person has to be humanoid. Hold monster can be anything.
It can be humanoids too.
So can
Yeah.
I try to do hold monster on it?
You said you're ready to attack.
You did
Hold
say
on.
that.
I
Monster's
know
not
I
an
said
attack.
attack. I didn't. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I was gonna see if I'm good with it, but that's fine.
I know.
That's
didn't.
fine.
Celine trying to get away with things, but then
What a
immediately
shocking
admitting
concept.
she was trying to get away with
What
something.
a shocking concept.
Mm,
It's not just like that pretend I'm ignorant thing.
yeah. Anyway.
It works most of the time.
What do these pretty little dice do? Which one of them do I roll?
Oh, Hamilton Bessie, what does this do? Anyway, sorry. I am going to cast Shatter.
Technically,
Is that an
shatter is
attack?
not an attack.
That's not an attack?
That's
So it's something
very
where I have to roll
An
an
attack,
attack
Like
die.
fireball.
You could have
Gotcha.
said I were ready in action to cast a spell,
Oh, okay.
which would have been any spell.
Okay,
But
I've never had to
doing it-
do like specifics like this, so.
Well,
Now I'm
Technically,
learning.
when
It's a
you
learning.
ready in action to cast a spell and you don't cast it, you still lose the
Lose the
spell.
spell.
correct.
Oh, really?
So probably you would prepare a cantrip if you were just like, I'm not
Gotcha.
sure if I'm
Like a
gonna do
firebolt, which is a spell that doesn't
Okay.
require an attack.
this. And
Okay.
attacks.
So what do I have that counts as? An
That way you
attack
can't just, like, be-
You have chill touch. You have firebolt. You have
A firebolt, okay.
Scorching ray.
That's probably it.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of.
Attack.
There aren't
Which
a
is
whole lot of-
fine because I roll
Bad,
like
bad. But the problem is Ted rolls good.
I know.
So it's lose-lose.
Well, Scorching Ray with Flames of Phlegethos is really good.
Yeah, it's, but with Mantle of Flame up, it's even better.
Yes.
It is, but I
that's
can't
the-
do that
That's
yet.
the other
Correct.
side of it.
So, what would you like to do?
Do firebolt.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do firebolt.
Yeah.
I was going in to look at them.
Tink.
Cause we're at what level? 10?
Yep. So 2d10.
2d10 if you hit.
2d10. Okay.
So this is there.
Oh,
2d10 plus 1 because it already has the
We're
thing.
learning so many new things today, guys.
Well, shit.
Seriously, I'm gonna have that training session.
Please do.
I'm going to.
And then we can paint minis.
As
which is
a
something I
full-on
understand.
fighter type, it's not that.
Listen, Claire played a druid with not really having played much D&D at all, and she was like, "Oh, this is great. Here's what I'm going to cast this spell. I'm going to use this because it all."
I understand
nice.
the basics of it. It's just like I don't know. I don't pay attention to that.
God, I love Spirit Guardians.
Anyway,
Ain't
I'm
it-
gonna
ain't it
cast
such a spell.
Firebolt, and it's gonna be a 24 to hit.
That's going to hit. Its AC is 17.
All right.
It's up next, and then wave.
So 2d10.
2d10 plus 1 because you have the focus.
Right.
All right.
And you will re-roll once.
Okay, so 13.
13 fire damage. It seems to take all of the fire damage.
Hooray!
All right.
So then it's its turn.
Ah.
We did not say we were trying to ambush it or anything. We're just moving off the road.
Now, is it
Yeah.
my turn?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm sorry, it was your turn. You're right. Because I forgot that I was looking at that and thinking, yes, it's your turn.
All right, cool. In that case, I'm going to rage as
Fair.
a bonus action. So what the fuck kind of thing is this?
Mhm.
And I'm going to run up to it and shoulder smash it with my armor.
Mhm.
Because that worked great before. I'm going to do it recklessly.
Okay.
Don't you isn't yours like a head smash?
It's a whole body. I could just...
Alright.
It's
It's like, you said shoulder smash, and as Morg, I was like, whoa. They do different. Actually, they do the exact same
They
thing.
do pretty much the same thing.
Alright, cool. Then I take back all the things I was saying.
I'm going to use my Battle Rager charge.
There you go.
Thank you.
Which is totally just like run up and then like, whoa, starfish. For 23 to hit.
Yep.
2d10.
This is a big thing, right?
Large size.
Shoot, this thing gonna be a spiky bastard.
I think I have one of those.
That is 18 points of damage.
And it's got spikes?
It's more like
Is it-
weapons.
Things were attached to it. Weapons.
And then I'm going to...
Ah!
Oh god.
Okay.
This is a horror show.
Uh-huh.
That's okay, we're gonna kill it. Then I'm gonna attack it again.
Okay.
This time with Storm's Herald for a 24 to hit.
I assume you're attacking recklessly.
Yeah.
Wait, how many temporary hit points do you get when you do that?
8.
So, okay.
I don't need to right now. I do so I can hit better.
That makes sense, yeah.
More consistently. And that will deal 18 points of damage.
Okay. This thing's armor is real thick. Real thick. You get the feeling that you're very lucky that your armor is adamantine, because this stuff has like some serious immunity to non-magical.
Ooh. Well, it's a good thing adamantine counts as magical for overcoming damage. Immunity.
So now it's its turn. So, what are we gonna do? So you are right up on it,
I'm right up on
and
it.
then you're hiding.
Hiding.
And then how far is everybody else away?
Well, I guess you said it was about 30 feet away
Yeah.
from...
So guess
I was standing in
probably-
front of the cart.
Yeah.
I imagine Wave was similar, and then Ember's probably behind us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, you don't know where I am.
I can't see him.
So
He's
it
hiding.
probably can't get anybody except for you in this.
Probably.
So what it's gonna do is it'll wait. So it's gonna hit you twice.
Ah,
Punch at you.
yeah.
With its slam attack.
Good.
Natural 20, which doesn't matter.
Aha!
Because of your armor. So that'll hit, obviously. So you're gonna take 10, 15, 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
Plus
It takes
5,
3.
12, 13 points of necrotic damage.
Woo.
Ew, babes.
Punch you again
What the hell is this?
for 23.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be 12, 13, 18 points of bludgeoning.
All right.
And 8, 15, 19 points of necrotic damage.
Oh.
And then you watch as it kind of begins to like shudder and twitch, and you watch as the dead bodies, spirits are pulled forth from the dead
Ooh.
bodies. So there is a spiritual, spectral unicorn and several crabs and a couple of humanoids, and that summons forth 6 specters from it
Oh no!
within 15 feet, and they act after it on the same initiative. So now it's their turn.
Nice.
So
Oh boy.
specters.
Oh,
All right, so they're gonna go put them in here. They're enemy 2. Well, they can be enemy 3 since I didn't see enemy 2. What did you guys do? You know what you did, Internet. This was all our idea. We came up with this together.
Whoa, collusion.
Internet.
I call collusion.
It's not technically illegal.
I know.
It's just frowned upon. We're frowning upon you, Internet.
So they have a 50
so frown.
50-foot fly speed. So 2 of them are going to come for you.
Sure.
2 of them are going to go for you.
Boom.
And 2 of them are going to go for Wave.
All right.
So we'll start with Rick
Ah,
at advantage.
yeah.
17, natural 20. You're
Ah.
going to take 7 points of necrotic damage.
All right.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I'm pretty good at these.
That's another natural 20 wasted on Rick.
Yeah. See you guys. A 14. for my
10,
con save.
another 10 for the second attack, another Constitution saving.
All right. Ooh. An 11.
Still good. Wave gets a 17, which will miss.
Yep.
And a 20, which will also miss.
Also miss.
Bring
Nine.
Ember. Ember, it's a 10
Miss.
and a 13.
Miss.
So then it is Wave's turn.
All right. I did exactly what I wanted to, which was tank. All right.
You are crucial to this process.
I am. Let's see. Okay, so bonus action, spiritual weapon on the big guy.
Cool.
Attack. That is a what does he get plus on that?
Says
Plus 9. Okay. 18 to hit.
that'll hit.
All right, and that will deal 7 points of radiant damage.
Force damage.
Force damage, cool. And then he is going to attack the specters attacking him with Velvar's Glory.
You are up next, Ember.
Okay, so he is gonna have a 23 to hit.
That'll hit. Oh, the specters? Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so oh that's weird. That D4 was stuck in there, I guess. So that'll deal 21 points of damage.
Okay.
Alright, and then he'll attack again for a 12 or a 22, sorry. Which will deal 15 plus 9, 22 points of damage.
Okay, that one is gone.
Alright, cool. So he will action surge and attack twice more. That one's cocked. Okay.
To do more damage or raise?
Does a 13 hit?
Okay.
It does, yeah. Alright, cool. So he'll hit with both of his
12 AC on the specters.
Alright, cool. So that will be a 13, 21, and then a 20.
That was 2 Jake specials for 21 out of 22 damage. So he wasted 2 attacks to do 1 point of damage.
Yes, but he got him.
But he did, you're right. So,
And then he is going to. Yeah, he's not going to move all the way up. That would be dumb.
that would be dumb. Agreed.
Cool.
Anything else? Does he move at all? Because he's currently 30 feet away from the big guy.
No.
So he can't hit it with his...
Yeah, he can move next turn though.
I don't think the ghostie's dead.
2 of them are.
Yeah.
2 of them are dead? So can I do... if I do Scorching Ray, can I have multiple of the attacks go at the same person? Okay.
It's your turn.
I'm gonna... Yeah, I know.
Oh, I was just sorry.
Bonus action,
I should
Mantle
have
of
said
Flame.
Good laugh.
There we go.
And then I'm gonna upcast Scorching Ray.
Okay.
I'm gonna go all the way up to a fifth. No, because there's 4 ghosties, right?
Correct.
So I'm gonna go up to cast it from 5th level spell. So then I have 6 rays, right?
Yes.
So 1 on each of the ghosties, 2 on the big guy.
Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 rays.
Okay. So 16 plus 9, 24.
So who are you attacking first?
Ghosty.
Okay, yep, that hits. This is one of the ones on you.
Yeah. I go for the ones on me first.
That would be a disadvantage because you're a ranged attack in melee.
So you could do all 6 against the other ones and not be at disadvantage.
So which ones are dead?
The 2 on Wave. The 2 on Rick are still there, and the
So
big guy.
I'll send this one towards the one on him.
Sure. So give me your damage.
6, 7, 12.
12 points against the one by Rick. Now, normally, for a normal person, this would only be half damage, but you overcome resistance, so that does full damage.
Aha! Is it still alive?
Mhm.
The next one on that one again. 11 points
Okay.
damage.
Yep. Still up.
Oof, 11.
That misses.
Okay. So that's 4.
This is number 5.
This is
So
number
this
5.
is number 5.
Keep it going.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going on that ghosty.
Yep.
15.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. 9, 15 points of damage.
That one goes down as well. You have
The
one ray
last
left.
one on big guy.
Okay.
19. Right, 17
Yep,
is
that
the
hits.
same?
Yeah.
Nice. 10, 15, 16.
16 damage, alright.
And then I gotta roll a d20 because I did fire.
I need to look up this for the time.
And I'm good.
Okay. Sounds good. Next up is Oz.
Question. You said it was dusk.
Yes.
So would it be considered dim light or darkness?
Dim light.
Dim light? Alright. Then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast the Shadow Blade spell. So a spectral blade made of darkness appears in my hand, and then I'm going to pop out of hiding, move up 10 feet, and throw it at the big guy.
Okay.
So, and because it's dim light, I get advantage on the attack roll. So that's going to be a 19 on the roll for the big guy.
That's gonna hit.
All right. Does he have immunity or resistance to psychic damage?
He is completely immune to psychic damage.
Okay. In that case, does my... I don't think nothing happens, right?
Yeah, nothing happens.
Because
It's a psychic
you wouldn't
damage.
take the sneak attack damage if
Yeah.
the weapon didn't do any damage.
Yeah, because
Okay.
it does extra damage equal to whatever the weapon is.
Yeah. So
So you hit it, and it just like
nothing
nothing
happens.
happens.
All right. Cool. I thought that might be a thing, so I will use my remaining movement to hide.
Fair.
There.
So that's gonna be a 29 on my stealth check.
Seems pretty good.
I seem pretty good.
All right, back to the top of the round, Rick.
All right, cool. I gonna attack it 3 times recklessly.
Sure.
I rolled ahead of time,
Mhm.
so I'm going to hit with a 31, a 22, and a 30.
Yeah, all of those will hit.
So this thing, I'm gonna try and start like clearing the spikes and the weapons off of its arms and stuff as it's going. So with the first attack, it's gonna do 12 points of damage. Then the second one, I'm gonna come up the same arm and deal 20, and then I'm just gonna lean forward, just punch this thing square in the chest for 7.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Leave a small dent with my adamantine knuckles.
That you do. It is its turn. No one has moved up on it, much to its chagrin.
I'm not knowing.
Were those reckless?
Yeah.
So that's one hit.
That's the way I live my life.
Recklessly.
That is
So that's
Sure.
going to be 13, 18 points of bludgeoning.
woo-wee.
And then
Are you raging?
Yeah, always.
7, 16 points of necrotic.
Ouch. That's the hard part there. Ah, fuck, this guy hurts.
23 points of bludgeoning. 8, 11, 16 points of necrotic. And then the specters are going to attack you with advantage.
All of them?
Oh, no, they're not.
They're on.
They're on
Two
you.
are on
Never
me.
mind. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all that's left.
Yeah.
So then the 2 are going to attack you.
Alright.
Not at advantage. 14.
Miss.
Or a natural 1.
Cool.
That is
Wave. Sorry.
Wave's, yeah, Wave's turn.
I have that can go in
Yeah,
front of me, right?
I could have done it, but just out of curiosity, Jake, roll me a Constitution saving throw. Just because I'm curious.
20.
In fact, you won't make the right call.
Ah. Alright, Wave's gonna move up to 20 feet.
Wow. Fair.
Flap!
Okay.
Attempt to flap it twice.
Go flat.
Flapping it. For a 23 and a 17.
17's the number, yep.
Alright, cool. So he's gonna strike out twice. Oh yeah. So that'd be 24 damage and 13 damage.
Okay.
Bonus action. Healing word on Rick from a second level spell.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. All right.
Yep. So that'll heal me for a big old 9,
All right.
which is something.
You do get. Oh, you already have temporary hit points.
No, they're gone right now.
You get temporary hit points equal to the spell level cast. So you have 2. I think
2.
2 more. I think that's how that works. That's his level 10 ability called
We'll
Bolster.
check that real quick.
But anyway, Ember, it's your turn.
I'm gonna cast Burning Hand on the 2 guys in front of me.
Okay. They're gonna make dexterity saving throws.
Yeah.
That's a 2 and an 11.
Those will hit. Oh, come on!
Reroll ones.
Oh, thank you. Much better,
There
much
we
better.
go.
Wisdom modifier.
20 points of fire damage.
That's with the +5
And the plus 1.
20
Yes.
points. Oh, so close.
Oh no.
22.
Oh no!
That was your action.
I don't know. I don't have anything I can do as a bonus action other than my Mantle of Flame, really, unless I want to convert
Quicken
sorcery
spell.
mode. What?
Quicken spell.
You can quicken spell something.
You do a
Yeah.
cantrip as a bonus action.
Use a sorcery.
What?
1 sorcery point to cast any cantrip as a bonus action.
So,
I didn't know I could do it as like cantrip though.
well, you can only.
At this
For,
point,
I
you're
mean, that's something. Yeah, yeah. But,
I mean, you could have done it either way.
okay,
You
cool.
could have cast the cantrip and then used
Yeah,
quicken
yeah,
spell.
So I can use 2 sorcery points to cast a cantrip.
To 1.
Just 1.
Oh, just one?
2 for first level spell. Right?
Oh.
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never
Sorry.
played a
I
sorcerer.
haven't learned sorcerer. Alright. So then, can I do like chill touch or firebolt or something?
Yeah, any cantrip.
Oh. Cool.
Guidance.
You could cast guidance if you wanted
Uh,
to.
I'm just
Since
saying.
they're in front of you, I would do shocking grasp because the other 2 would be at disadvantage. Or create bonfire underneath one of them.
That's also an option.
Doesn't it? How much damage is it? I'm looking.
2d8.
1d8 when you reach. So yeah, 2d8.
Yep.
I would only get one of them though, right?
I don't know what the size.
Either
of
way,
I think the
it'd be
bonfire's
Either
5.
way,
5 foot
yeah.
square.
Either way, you're only going to get one of them.
Alright, cool. Then yeah, I'll create bonfire underneath one of them.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw. 14.
Miss.
You can't roll less than 2.
That's true.
You only have 2 health.
They die! Woo!
So one of them is
In
done.
case anybody
It was
was.
actually kind of a waste.
Yeah, I know.
What was it? Yeah.
She rolled 11 on the die, so 11 plus 6.
Oh,
So
nice. 17 points.
Eh.
That's solid.
But the bonfire
it's
is there.
real dead.
The bonfire remains.
Oh,
And
good, yes.
I gotta roll another D20. Good.
Okay.
Oh shit, me.
Oh shit, you.
Alright, I am, well that failed, a lot, so I'm going to,
Hit it with something.
I'm going to pull out a knife from my belt of hidden knives.
Sorry, baby phoenix.
Yeah,
It can attack, right? Or it does the protection thing, right?
it can do that. Yeah.
But then it's a target.
It's a
Not
familiar
if it,
though.
not if it does
Oh,
the
okay.
protection thing.
Yeah, well, whatever. Well, you decide.
Yeah, I was gonna say, sorry,
ahead.
do that. I'm gonna
So yeah, I am
Thanks, Internet, for reminding me.
gonna try
Also
and
Gorm.
attack it from cover.
He doesn't want Gorm to die.
Gorm has stats though, like some decent stats. I think
Where's stats at?
should be under his extra stat. Anyway.
I'm
hidden
going
knives.
to try and attack it. I'm going to throw the knife at it from cover.
Okay. So at
Hoping to get
advantage, but yeah, you'll be at advantage. But how far away are you from it?
I was hoping 20 feet.
Well, it was 30 feet away when.
Okay.
So
So instead,
roll if you
I
want.
will. Instead, I will come out of cover, send in an owl,
Aha.
and then roll with advantage.
fair.
That's going to be a 20.
Yeah, you're good.
Alright, so that is down. Coolios.
I
That's
think Gorm
about
has
that's
ranged
about right.
attack.
It does.
2,
But if he's gonna miss.
4, 6,
Gorm.
7, 8, 14,
21.
Can my bird attack? Like now, or should we wait until the next turn?
I don't. Since it's a familiar, it technically can't attack.
But in here, it has attack action.
Yes,
Yes, but familiars can't attack.
We had this conversation.
We had this exact conversation an hour ago. Like
I'm trying.
You were in the
Familiar
room.
can't attack.
I was probably reading something else
I don't know. You were.
while you were explaining.
Anyway,
All right. So,
but it can do other things. It can't take attack.
so I have to ignore the 2 attack options.
Yes.
Yes. I'd be willing to let you forego your attack to let it attack.
So it just does the protective shroud and illumination.
Illumination's always on.
Oh, that's always on. So it's just the protective shroud that it does.
Yes, if you choose.
Or
to
it can
let
help.
Or
It can do every other
It
action.
can do
except
everything
for
that a familiar
attack
can
action.
normally do, plus
Okay.
whatever bonus things.
Can dodge a wrench.
It could, you can dodge around.
That was your turn, Oz.
That was. Oh, and then bonus action hide.
All right.
Always.
Always with a 24.
Oh, fuck you, man.
I still like the visual of this gigantic robot covered in spikes, and I throw a dagger at it.
Oh, keep it up, bud. Alright,
This is what helping looks like.
I'm going to attack it recklessly. So a natural 20, a 23, and then a 31. So those will hit.
Those will hit.
So 3d12. 15, 16, plus 11, 27 points.
Okay. How would you like to kill this thing?
Woo!
I'm going to have the electricity from Storm's Herald going through it. And I'm just going to I'm swaying. I mean, this is the most damaged I've been in a fight.
Wow.
I mean,
Necrotic damage.
in a single fight in a long time.
Still at full health.
Yeah. Well, everybody is.
It's
Everybody
true.
else is, yeah.
You're the only one.
So, with the electricity crackling through it, I'm going to bring it right into its big chest plate and then send the electricity through it and just have it like blow its arms and its head off.
Yeah, it does.
Shit, that was impressive.
And then I fall backwards.
There's still a specter.
Oh,
I mean,
I punched the specter.
You use half your movement to get up from falling prone, and you can't make it to the specter.
Alright. Alright, I'll use my second attack to throw javelin at the specter then.
Fair. You
For
can
a-
throw Storm's Herald. It's throwable.
Oh, then yeah.
20 to 60, but it doesn't come back.
Alright, I'm still throwing it.
Yeah, fair.
I get up, I throw it.
aha!
It's a 19 to hit,
Yep.
and it will deal,
It has 2 HP.
yeah, enough.
Then you don't hit Ember with the axe.
There you go, kid.
All right.
Can you bring that back over here, please?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Ah,
Sure, thanks. You're cute. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta get in it. You gotta get
I
into
know,
it.
I'm
you
trying.
do. Everybody else does it.
It's weird. I'm not used to being like a character that has a voice.
It's fun. I like
It's
it.
fun. I like it.
So do I.
Anyway. Yeah, it's dead.
Is this magic?
It was magic when it was alive. But there is a tiny bit of magic from one of the corpses on the thing.
Ooh.
Ooh.
What kind of magic is it?
Transmutation magic? It's coming from a ring on a hand.
Some magic on that ring.
I get the ring.
You take the ring.
I have a ring. I wonder what kind of magic. Let me think.
Okay.
Do you have detect magic?
No.
Okay.
I'm taking a short rest to
I see.
identify what it is.
Is that transmutation, man?
Does it look like there's anything else valuable
Changes shit
Around?
from shit.
or worth taking?
Changes shit
From
from
bodies?
shit. Thanks, Wade.
It looks like there's some different like shields and swords and stuff. Nothing seems to be like overtly magical. The unicorn that was on
Can I
there, the
use a
remnants.
shield? I I can't use the
You
shield,
cannot
right?
use the shield.
Okay.
The unicorn's horn is gone.
Mhm.
The horn that was on there, the unicorn, rather.
Mm.
So yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything else. I mean, there's probably some serviceable weapons, like sword, nothing magic, but like, sword, dagger, that kind of stuff. Nothing crazy. A spear, maybe. Put a halberd in there. Why not?
I take the thing and I drag it off the side of the road.
Okay.
Yeah. Clear the debris.
It didn't get to use its paralyzing breath, which is a
Ooh.
30-foot cone paralysis. But
Oh.
it wasn't going to use it on just you.
It's
It
fair.
didn't make a lot of sense.
Nice.
No?
Also, it seemed like it was hurting you, so it was going to keep
It was doing that.
Alright. With the ring.
After an hour of sitting here figuring out, is a ring
I
of
rest.
swimming.
Oh! Is it attunement?
It is not.
Why do you get it?
Because I'm the only one who's not in armor that would impede them from swimming.
What does it do?
Reasonable.
You can swim.
Gives it-
I can swim now.
Wait,
She's
did
not
you
on
not
it,
know
though.
how to swim before?
Let's say no.
Alright.
Insight.
Sure.
With guidance.
So, you get a swim speed of 40 feet while wearing this ring.
Sweet!
Whoever wears the ring.
Is it attunement?
It is not.
Alright.
11.
23.
Yeah.
I definitely did not know how to swim before this.
Alright, well, you know.
I mean, Wave can swim great, and he doesn't need it, and it doesn't give you like any I can't
just
breathe
lets you
underwater.
swim.
No, it just lets you
Just
swim.
lets you swim.
Yeah.
Normally you move at like half damage and
Half
half speed rather, and I think it requires an athletics check to do it.
Cool.
Are we allowed to swim normally?
Yeah.
Right?
You just don't swim very fast.
Okay.
So if you don't have a swim speed, you swim at half your movement speed, and
Okay.
you require athletics checks to do so. Just like climbing, anyone can climb at half their movement
Right,
speed
right.
with athletics checks, unless you have a climb speed, then you can do it.
Gotcha.
So Wave has a 30-foot swim speed, but he can also breathe underwater.
Gotcha.
Which is nice if you can. It's good work if you can get it, as they say.
Mm.
Who says that?
Doesn't everybody?
No.
Oh, then I guess me and other smart people like me.
Alright, after resting for an hour, I feel perfectly fine.
Cool. I mean, it's dusk, so why don't we just find some place to camp? We should be there at some point tomorrow.
Yeah, you get the feeling you'll be there in the evening tomorrow.
Yeah, get there. by tomorrow.
What the hell is that thing?
The big spike robot that summons souls and scratch the shit out of you.
Look kind of like a warforged.
Not a clue.
What's a warforged?
It's
Well, he is.
I'll go through the explanation about a
Right.
warforged being an old creation of the ancient dwarves, right?
Yes.
So the ancient dwarves created, but turned out they ended up sentient. There's a war.
Yeah, it was basically like the Terminators.
Yeah.
Essentially, like
So
that
they
whole thing.
fucked up the dwarves real bad.
Yeah, and that's actually was the decline of
The old
the
dwarven
original
empire.
Battle Ragers,
Right.
Because you could punching metal things doesn't really work so well.
Yeah.
So they were made out of adamantine, so it didn't work out so great.
Right.
And that's they weren't as effective. Better against flesh and blood
Yeah.
creatures.
Oh, but they fought the whole time.
Oh yeah,
Those
and
Battle
you know
Ragers.
that Crag McKnuckles, that's why he doesn't have his knuckle spikes anymore, because
Right.
he went to investigate a warforged that was trying to rebuild the other warforged, and it
Uh-huh.
ripped all of his knuckle spikes out of his
Yeah.
fingers, out of his hands,
Ouch.
and he threw his body at like the cave wall and collapsed it
Mm-hmm.
on the thing.
So I'll tell you those two stories.
Oh, wow. Wait, Crag did that?
Yeah, man, he's badass.
He is. I just thought he was cranky.
Oh well, yeah, he's cranky because
He's badass.
Your bone
Yes.
structure kind of becomes dependent on the knuckles after they're drilled in there.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense now. I just didn't know it.
Well, his hands are all
wow.
fucked
Oh,
up
that's
looking.
terrifying. Should you tell somebody?
Yeah.
It didn't
How
have
did-
the same feeling. It was
It's
similar.
like it's similar, but it's not like
Okay.
the dwarven warforged.
So you
were-
shouldn't get a sending box in Kingsdale and warn Queen Andy.
Yep. All right, Andy Fireforge.
So like that's not something you need to warn her about.
So I know this is different. Can I kind of like looking at it? Can I get a sense of this thing at all
Sure,
using
yeah.
my blacksmithing ability?
Sure.
maybe figure out what kind of make it is.
Mhm.
All right. Using my blacksmithing tools.
Sure.
Yeah. So with advantage then. On the check.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. So a 24.
It does.
guidance.
26.
Thank you. It is definitely mechanical in nature, but it doesn't seem. So you would know that like the Warforged that the dwarves created, or at least as the stories went, were fully sentient, like intelligent creatures that
Right.
eventually got self-aware and were able to think for themselves. This thing seemed like it had a task, which was seemingly to collect bodies.
Yeah, kill a bunch of stuff.
So it seemed less intelligent than that. This seemed like it was created with a purpose to either kill things or move bodies or impale things on its body. You're not exactly sure what its intention or its purpose was. But
Store some souls in it.
But it seemed different.
Right. So I'll tell you about that. And I can't tell like what race may have made this.
No, it's hard to say.
Honestly, probably humans.
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably humans. They always try and fuck with shit they don't understand.
When will they ever learn?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Because they live so short. They don't have enough time to learn.
They don't understand consequences. Like long term.
Yeah.
Because they're like, well, I'll be dead by
I'm
the time
gonna
that
die
affects
soon.
anything.
Let's do the things. That was my impression. of
Tiefling
humans.
lifespans?
Human length.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys. She's already died once.
Maybe she doesn't know that.
She might not.
I might
She
not.
doesn't know a lot of tieflings, as
I-
evidenced by
I-
her entire storyline.
I know nothing about my culture.
So, you guys continue. You guys will rest for the evening. Get up the next day. Make your way traveling through the day, and you will arrive in the evening. You'll see Kingsdale, and you'll see the town set on the bay nearby, and a bunch of different buildings, and you can see kind of off as you guys are starting to come in towards the town. You can see in the center is a large structure that seems as though it's made out of like a big crab like remains, but it's huge. This thing is massive, big enough to be like almost a castle.
Oh god.
Oh.
That is a lot.
I don't think I really like it.
And as you guys are coming into town, you can see there is a group of people in crustacean-y armor, like in crab-like armor, and they are seemingly tending something around the outside of the town.
Remember, guys, that the carapaces of the giant crabs in the area are really hard, so this is like pretty typical armor for people in this area. This kind of crustacean armor stuff.
Right. I like it. It's a bold choice.
It is not subtle. I agree. I'm
God,
gonna.
it must smell really bad.
It smells like crab. And actually, if you get the chowder, they say it with an A. So the chowder,
Chowder?
they have great chowder.
The people you see are wearing, it looks like this.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's actually, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go say hi. Hey, what's up?
And they're like, oh, just draw in the circle. And you can see they're drawing a big circle around the outside of the town.
Oh, can I ask why?
And they said, yeah, obviously. You don't know, are you not from around here?
No, we just came up the road. Have a Triceratops cart.
They said, well, that's good. We should get you into the town before we finish.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah. What's
Wait,
happening?
It's protect against sea bears, obviously.
Oh, obviously.
Do I have to
Sea
drink?
bears.
Yeah, you should drink.
You
You
should
should
drink.
drink.
Thank you.
I didn't know they could come onto the land.
That's why, well, not with the circle around the town.
Well,
okay,
have you
cool.
heard of them sea rhinoceroses?
We don't even talk about
Don't
that.
fuck around with that.
Are you wearing your protective, what is it, underpants?
I underpants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody does.
Obviously. You have
Right?
yours, right, Oz?
Yes. Don't even ask me about my underpants,
Hey,
because
you're gonna want to fix your hat. You're wearing it in a silly manner.
You got it.
Oh,
No Jonte.
Yeah, there you go. Much better.
oh, thank you. Thanks for the warning.
Yeah.
So they say,
Silly.
well, they welcome you to the town. And they say, yeah, just you guys go on through and we'll finish drawing the circle behind you. And you can see there's a circle like on the other side of the main gate, and they're just kind of finishing.
Now, are you gonna put anything in the circle, or are sea bears just off put by circles?
Yeah, they don't.
Ember, I thought these people would be crabby.
They said, no. The circle it keeps them out.
Good to know.
Good thought.
Thanks. What is we're looking for a tavern somewhere to spend the night, and maybe a big ass stable for Spike here.
All right. Well, they will tell you.
And some chowder.
No. Chowder.
They will tell you.
Some chowder.
They have several taverns and inns within the town.
Ooh.
Ooh.
They'll give you a list of.
Drink without being judged again.
You can the tavern list. They will tell you there is the Drowned Sailor. I'll give you a little bit of a rundown.
Ah, man.
That's a
kind of depressing.
there is Red Lobster, but they're like, you don't want to go there.
Why not?
They don't serve crab there. Say the Crabgins run it. They're just a bunch of bubble blowers. We don't want to deal with them.
Fair enough.
You can make me a history check to see if you know about this.
Love being a halfling. That's gonna be a 19.
So Crabgins sticks in your mind. They are like 1% of the population of people in the town of Kingsdale who they don't eat crab, and they worship some sort of like pagan crab lord god that they think. So they will not partake in eating of the crab, and that's like the main thing. What?
Eugene?
No. This is so they're vegans basically, but for crabs, so they run the Red Lobster where they only serve lobster.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And steak. They'll eat other food, but they don't. So you don't want to go there.
All right.
Gotcha.
So they tell you that other taverns that you can go to in the town just for food. They said Chum Bucket. You don't want to go there. It's not that great.
Okay.
Krusty Krab. Fantastic.
Oh.
You want to. It's expensive, but you'll like it.
Okay.
They said you look like, and he points at you, Rick, and he goes, "You."
Yeah.
You look like you'd fit in at the Salty Spittoon.
Ah.
And he said Oz, and he goes, "You, Weenie Hut Jr."
I don't get these
That's
references.
Do you guys have one of those super or mega weenie hunt juniors?
And he goes, "Oh no."
Okay.
But they will tell you that as far as inns in the town, they ask you if you're looking for a place that's more like, do you have a price range? Does it matter?
Nah.
Because, all right, so you have a couple of inns. Some of them do have food. So the captain's quarters, that one does also have food. That's high end. There is Sleeping Sands. It's a middle of the road one. It's an inn, nothing too crazy. The Confluence and the Snoring Snail Inn are on the cheaper side. There's Grounded Snails, but that's a bed and breakfast, so you're gonna pay for that.
Oh.
And then there's the Conscious Choice Inn. That's middle of the road.
Thank you. This was very helpful. Good luck with your circle.
They're like, thanks.
Oh, hey. We ran into this big ol' fucking metal monstrosity type thing that summoned fucking ghosts out of itself.
Dead
it had
thing
a bunch
stuck
of
to it?
dead stuff impaled on it.
Would there be a way? Would there be a way for us to meet with Queen Jane in the morning?
King
We just wanted.
Jane.
Sorry, King Jane.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been a long day. I apologize.
I apologize. For the mistake.
King, would there be a way for us to meet with King Jane at some point in the morning? We heard some also troubling things on the road that we want to warn her about.
And they say, you're going to want to talk to the crustaceans. They'll see if they can set you up with access to her.
All right.
You would know that that's the King's Guard.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll meet with them in the morning. Where will we find them?
At the Crab Shack.
Crab Shack. Thank you.
Makes sense.
Awesome.
That's the
cool.
big crab building in the middle. The barracks is attached to that.
Okay, cool. All right. Shall we go? That the Krusty Krab struck my.
Do they have pizza? Is there a Krusty Krab?
You're just having a conversation out loud now. You walked into town. You don't know.
I don't know.
What if they have a Krusty Krab pizza?
We should go find out.
Sure. I don't know why specifically you want pizza.
Do you not always want pizza?
Do I not always want pizza? No, I mean
That's just hard to make. I can't make pizza. We don't have an oven.
You know, food that we can't have usually on the road. It'd be nice to have here.
Oh,
We can't make pizza on the road.
I just thought pizza was oddly specific.
I mean,
That's
I
fair.
can make pita bread, but that's
We
not
make pita bread
really
pizzas.
pizza.
It's more of a flatbread.
Flatbread.
Ah, whatever. Whatever it is, I guess we should have some.
All right, yeah. Let's,
All
well, first we should park this guy.
Yes, we should find.
Are the
somewhere.
stables separate, or is it like each kind of each inn has their own stable?
Not all of them do. The larger, like the middle, like the bed and breakfast doesn't have a stable, but any of the cheaper ones don't. But any of the mid range or high end ones will have a stable.
I
as
like
well.
the sleeping sand.
Sure.
That's a good one.
Let's go check it out.
That's middle of the road. It's the same price point as the Conscious Choice as well.
All right, and it's got a stable.
It does.
All right, let's head there.
Cool.
We head there. We get 4 rooms. How much is that?
That'll be 3 silver pieces a night.
All right, each.
Yes, each.
All right.
I'm comfortable with that.
Don't worry, guys. I got it from the party fund.
Aha, great,
Wonderful.
fantastic. That's why we keep you
In charge of the party.
in charge of the party.
Thank you.
How much does Stabler mount?
They'll
Our
charge you
steam.
another
another 3 silver pieces per night.
All right, cool.
All right, so
He
12
needs lots of leafy
silver.
greens.
total.
Yes.
They will get you that. That'll be taken care of.
All right, cool.
What's that for? Food?
Food, yeah.
So this place does not have food.
All right.
All right.
Let's go eat.
Yeah.
We go eat.
Okay.
We walk into the Krusty Krab.
Yeah, you do. It looks like a big crab trap on the outside.
Ooh.
Sneaky.
And it's the atmosphere is that of being underwater here in the Krusty Krab. You can see.
I can swim now.
Yeah, it's pretty packed. As far as there's a lot of people here eating a lot of these sort of burger-looking meals.
Ah, all right.
Yeah.
Is there a line?
At the moment, there doesn't happen to be a line, so
Alright.
that works out well for you guys.
Cool. Walk up, look at them. Is there a menu?
There is a menu, yeah,
Where?
up above the counter.
Oh, okay.
Back there, you can see all the different options.
Ah, I see what they're doing here. All the
What's
food's up there.
on the menu?
There is Krabby Patty, double Krabby Patty, triple Krabby Patty. There is fries, which are just
Cup fries.
No, they're just potato fries.
Okay.
And like different kinds of drinks,
Alright.
alcohol and things.
Nah, I'm gonna get a triple Krabby Patty.
Double Krabby Patty with some fries. We
Wings.
can get a fry. Do you guys want to share fries? Get a big thing of fries for the group?
That sounds like a great idea.
I want my own fries.
You can have your own fries.
All right, Wave's gonna get his own
Oh, so
fries.
want to split some fries?
Sure.
Right.
I mean,
I'll split bread with you guys. I don't care.
yeah, bring it in. I mean, I don't know how much I'm gonna eat, so like this makes more sense.
Exactly. I'm
Yeah.
getting a double, so like I might get filled up and
Exactly.
finish
You might
fries.
get filled up. Can I have a triple Krabby Patty and a double Krabby Patty?
Yes,
And
they
we're
do.
gonna split some fries.
So yeah, you guys will get that. The
And
food order will be placed.
I would like 1 pint of Fappy Henderson's cream ale.
Yeah, they have.
I
that.
assume they have it being so
because
close to
it is local. Yeah. So you guys can get a table, some chairs, and then in a short while, someone will bring out your food to you.
Why you guys gotta drink so loud?
I don't know. It's
And
one of those
and
things
has
that's
air
just like a
in it,
habit.
And it aerates in your mouth so you get more of the flavor.
Just kind of happens now. I don't even hear it.
So you get your food is brought out to you, and you're able to indulge.
How is it?
Amazing.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
I go back
it's
and
gotta be
forth.
terrible for your heart.
I go back and
But
forth
it's
from
so-
the double to
so
the
good for
triple
yourself.
to see which ratio of Krabby Patty to bun I like better.
And remember, it doesn't go to your stomach. It goes to
That's only dessert.
Your thighs.
Your
your, goes to
thighs.
your thighs.
And then you
And then you
blow.
blow
And then you blow up.
Nice. Am I satisfied?
Yes, it's very satisfying.
This is good.
Very satisfied.
I
Very-
have
Very
the
satisfying.
I have the food sleeps.
The food sleeps.
Yeah, where you eat a lot of food and then you want to sleep.
Ugh.
The food sleeps.
That makes sense.
What time is it?
It's
Evening, right? We got here in the
evening,
evening.
so it's like 7 o'clock in the evening.
You know what, guys? We've been on the road for a while. I'm gonna head back to the inn, see if I can get a bath. Then I'm gonna go to bed, making an early night.
All right, sounds good.
Deuces.
Goodbye.
Rest of you.
Bye.
I mean, want to check out some of these other taverns?
Yeah.
Are there any just like bars, like taverns? Like
They
that
said
type
the
of-
salty spittoon sounded good.
All right, let's check out the Salty Spittoon.
All
As
right.
you're walking through the town, you'll see there's a whole bunch of different places to visit in this town.
Okay.
All over the place, from general stores to pawn shops to bookstores, music stores, apothecaries, tailors, butchers, barbers, bakers.
Candlestick makers.
No, we didn't put a candlestick maker in
Ah.
the town. Some blacksmith, glass blowing. There's a couple brothels as well.
Now, if this glassblower was to say, make a penis,
Oh.
would he be good at it?
You don't know. You've never been in the shop.
It's true. Fair.
Probably not.
We did actually delete out the candlestick maker. It was on the list, but we deleted it.
Ah.
Nice.
Yep. So you'll see all of those different places.
How's the nightlife?
Well, you can see that the Siren's Call, the high-end brothel, pretty busy.
Oh.
Also, the King's Hole, the low-end brothel, also pretty busy.
That's
Not my
not
cup of tea.
yeah.
Not my cup of tea.
Best brothel I ever went to, though, the Dirty Eel.
Oh,
Yeah.
where's that located?
That is located. Wow, crap! What's the name of that town? I can't remember. I was
Alright,
really, really buzzed.
fair.
If Oz was there, he would tell you that the best brothel he ever visited was the Stinky Pinky.
Ah,
The Stinky Pinky gulp and guzzle big Ricky Snoosen stop.
yes, quite.
But yeah, you can see there are a handful of people out and about out on the town. You can also see there are a couple other. There's a job board with some postings on it. And there are a couple of other things about things that are happening nearby. You see there's a local ferry to take you across the bay to the other side,
Cool.
to the forest over there.
You're probably
There's a
looking to do.
casino in town.
Ah.
There is crab racing.
Ooh!
You can pay money to go gem diving to see if you can find any garnets out in the bay there.
Waves down to do that.
So yeah, so for this night, I'm probably, Ember's probably just gonna, wander around, kind of get a lay of the land, check out the town, have a few drinks, and then go to bed.
Oh, look, there's a casino.
Ooh!
That's where I go.
Okay, this is the Amber King Casino.
All right. I go in.
You go in. It's a casino.
All right. I get some chips.
You do how many chips?
I got 500 gold worth of chips.
Wow. All right, big roller.
Big roller.
I've not been able to. I haven't gambled in a long time now.
Good. So where do you try to go while you're gambling? Where do you try to go to get your drinks?
Wave's gonna come with you.
Yeah? Bro. I mean, Salty Spittoon, I guess.
All right, so you go up. There's a bouncer out front. He says, "Welcome to Salty Spittoon. How rough are you?"
Mandula Flame.
All right, that's their second use of it for today. Just
I'm
so
okay with
we're.
that.
And he's like, "All right, you
All right.
go in."
Wave walks up to him.
He goes, "Welcome to the Salty Spittoon. How tough are you?"
How tough am I?
That's what I said. How tough are you?
How tough am I?
Yeah.
One time I caved in a dude's head with my sword for stealing some of my weed.
All right, you can go in.
Cool.
He goes inside. You guys go inside. It's a rough and tumble bar, and both of you make me dexterity checks. Don't
Oh.
slip
Oh,
on a nice
boy!
cube.
Oh. Oh no. A 12.
Natural 20.
Oh.
All right, you both avoid the clearly placed ice cube in the front door. Wave almost steps on it, but he
Oh,
controls
careful.
water outside.
Okay for you.
You guys are in the bar. It's raucous. There's obviously plans for bar fights and things, but yeah.
Interesting.
I don't like this.
I get a drink.
Yeah, you do.
Yes.
All right. So you guys get some drinks.
Does anybody look at us funny?
You guys are
'Cause
the only.
I walked in with flames around.
You are the only tiefling and Janazi in this bar.
Ooh.
So
Mostly human, right? Here,
mostly
right?
human. There are some turtles, a couple sea elves, a couple lizard folk, a couple halflings.
Cool.
They just like kind of look at you and then they go back to what they're doing.
Mhm.
Someone's like got somebody in a headlock, turns and looks at you.
Just like
yeah, yeah, basically. You have a great sleep. That's nice.
Good.
It's good to be in a normal town again.
Indeed.
So Wade was gonna order a beer, a shot, and then he's got his joint and he's smoking.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna take a big chug the beer, take the shot, exhale,
Nice.
He's doing pretty good.
Strike out.
strike out.
Nice.
You guys will pick up a few things while you guys are in the
Oh.
bar. You'll just hear a couple of things, people talking about different things. You will hear about someone's talking about like somebody got beat up real bad and they went out to the hot springs in the hills nearby to relax to try to get better. They also tell you. You also hear about some people are talking about like their skincare routine because they're tough, but they're not. You know.
There's no reason to not be beautiful.
Yeah, they tell you about immersive waves, the bathhouse in town.
Wade likes that.
Yeah, I'm sure he would. Tell you there's a pretty good bookstore, spell shop. You kind of overhear some of this. There's a tattoo parlor as well.
Ooh.
There's a pawn shop.
Wade goes to the tattoo parlor. Ha you. No, I'm kidding.
You also hear someone's talking about their time at the Siren's Call,
Ooh.
Ooh.
and that they don't want to brag, but they got to spend some time with her.
Who's she?
Well, they were just like, oh, I get to spend some time with her, and they're like, oh, yeah.
Oh.
How is that?
And he's like, man, you're not from around here. You don't know.
We don't know who's her.
I'd
like to know. Yeah, and he'll tell you all about the top performer, the star of this town, pinnacle of any brothel that he's ever been to, Sandy Cheeks.
Nice.
Nice.
They say you gotta be respectful, though.
Oh, of course.
You don't want to get messed up. That bouncer's pretty rough.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fair enough.
Cool.
Oh yeah. Nah.
I think that's probably about. Oh, you know what? They'll also tell you something
I'm gonna
about.
stay out here and then go to bed. So.
Somebody
Not very
talks
much.
about. You hear somebody talking about how the night shift at the cemetery, people are like, they can't get people to do the night shift at the cemetery anymore. People are getting scared and running off.
Funky. All right. Cool.
Cool.
You guys finish out your night,
Yeah.
and I think we'll deal with Rick's gambling next time.
Yeah.
We're a little past where you wanted to be.
Sure.
So, thank you, Internet, so much for helping me both
Yes.
design this entire town and all the encounters filled
I know
within
they're
it.
so excited about it. They're
They
talking about it.
really, really are.
It was fun. I really like it.
Yeah, well, like they're like, you know, if your players get to this town, they're not gonna immediately go to the other thing you have planned after
Of
this. They're gonna
course
spend forever in the town.
What? Forever? Yeah.
Yeah.
3 weeks maybe.
There's a lot to see in Kingsdale.
I'd rather spend 3 weeks here than in Gouger, and we had to do that shit.
We did have to do that.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Next week, Oh, tomorrow is It Builds character. What?
Keep going. Sorry.
Tomorrow's It Builds character. I'm building the Shadow Man from Princess and the Frog. So we're going to Disney character this time.
Warlock.
Last week we built a Bionicle from Lego
Oh
Bionicle.
yeah, how was that?
It was interesting.
Did we mention sponsors?
We did not. We do have 2 sponsors. I'll throw them out there. Initiative Coffee Company and Elderwood Academy. We had a lot to cover tonight, so
Bam.
I wanted to make sure we got into
Check
that.
them out. Throw them up.
Yes. And then next week will be Evil Games. So that will be the one that Jake runs, where we play the characters on the wanted posters that you see behind everybody.
Yep.
So that will be next week.
Where nobody's gonna kill Celine's character. Except for me.
Well. No. Morg believes that she was mind controlled, so Morg is definitely not gonna try and kill her.
It's definitely not gonna instigate it.
He's definitely not. Yeah.
I mean,
any idea when the next Celine game will be?
So soon. I haven't decided. It may. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do the first, whatever that Tuesday is in November, the 5th, or not.
Okay.
Possibly. I haven't decided if we're going to do it then or we're going to keep doing this. Just to figure out. I mean, we could possibly just make it the 5th to be the next Celine game. If that works for you.
I'm okay with it. I have the whole next chunk planned. And then that's the end of the adventure, and then if people decide they want to keep going, we can, but like we can decide that then.
Cool.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you guys coming and hanging out in the chat, and thank you again for all the donations. Now I need to come up. Ember has 11 charges, by the way.
Ooh,
I have to figure out what
Utility ultimate she's gonna get.
She's gonna get. Yeah.
I contemplated using my ultimate against the big thing,
I would have used it depending on what it was.
but
I was a round away from being unconscious.
oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I had 21 health.
If you had gone down, and you probably would have made Wave go in and fight a melee. But if Wave had also gone down, then there would have been some booming blades.
If I went down, Wave totally would have just healing worded me back up,
Yeah,
and then I would have stayed up there.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's a good call.
All right.
Thank you guys.
See you next week.
See you next Tuesday.
Love you guys.
Good night.